this way before. Travel through the open door. Circumstances navigated the path, and life happened all so fast. No, it got lonely. Sometimes you see, I know we couldn't make it. Even when I'm offbeat, I still land on my feet, and nothing can shake me. Cause I know life took a hold on. I never. This is where I am destined to be. I'm not ready to give up. I believe in the miracle of life. Life's a break with no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for your role. Games can play, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a liar. I'm telling you the truth. It's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do. Let's fight for millions. Take a second, see the blessing in it. With much expected, much is given. When I made the living, now I'm giving back to children. Never let the power come first before your happiness. Yes, you can be the best if you go the distance. Mix a little sweat with your persistence. You know that the best things are never instant. Just shine up, let us see your brilliance. Get up, open up your eyes now. It's the moment of truth. No backing down. We're bringing it through like for the children, it's a given. You gotta give it, be a blessing.
This my personal statement. Run the game like I'm ASICs. Learn and develop patience, determined to be the greatest. Yeah, bobbing and weaving, they changing up like the seasons. Indigenous to the grind, so I do it for all my people. Jabbing the competition, back up against the ropes. You fighting for recognition, I'm fighting just to promote equality where we lacking. Or cancer slowing our road. I'm confident we'll make it. We focus on common goals. Yeah.
Give back, give love, give insult away. Never give up, stand tall to fight another day. 2 toes, 2 feet, I stand on the ground. I'm going back soon and fight this final round. Life's a break for no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for your role. Games can play, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a lie. Telling you the truth, it's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do.
Hey. Dum, 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 dum. Barbershop conversations, man. I thought I'd get in here a little bit early. What's up, Rob, Dono, Lewis, DB, Gentleman Squirrels, man. What it do? DB, what up, Muir? What's up, MX, man? What's up, man? Wipe your feet at the door and don't forget to tip the barber, Rob. What's up, man? What's up? How's everybody feeling, man? Welcome to the show, man. We got a fun show tonight, man. We got MyGuyMars coming in when he's ready. And up until then, we gonna have a good time, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Happy Monday, man. Happy Monday. Hey, Keisha Bottoms, what's her name? Keisha Bottoms. She got COVID-19, man. Hey, God damn, man. This shit about to. She opened up the city. You know what I mean? She opened up the city, man. Man, we got to shut this son of a gun down, dog. We got to shut this son of a gun down, man. I appreciate everybody coming in here early, man. I thought I'd get in here early, man, just to check the temperature, man, make sure everything is good. As you guys know, I saw the PR guy at Home Depot. Man, he been avoiding, man. When I say he been avoiding me, yeah, the mayor of Atlanta. When I say he's been avoiding me for 3 years, he's been avoiding me for 3 years. Man, my gosh. And lo and behold, I caught him. You know what I mean? What it do, gangster? What up, General Squirrels? What it do, gangster? Nah, I ain't no gangster, man. I'm just speaking for the people, man. Speaking for the people, Mike. But that would be considered gangster, right? Being fearless and shit. You know what I mean? So that's so I think I did good. I got Ring TV, I got Oscar, and I got him. You know what I mean? So I mean, I ran the gamut. Now the world knows. Now it's up to the fighters now. If they go sign with Golden Boy, it's on them. They're not gonna apologize. You know what I mean? So it's on the individual fighters now. You know what I mean? I did my part. You know what I mean? I stood 10 toes down. I did my part. Now if the fighter's gonna go say, hey, I think I want to go sign with Golden Boy, hey, go right ahead, man. You know what I mean? I ain't on that type of time. You know what I mean? And it's cool. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's where we're at with this, man. I appreciate everybody coming in tonight, man. Man, it was at the one on Slauson. You know what I mean? I go to all of them though. Slauson, Inglewood, both on Slauson. I go to all of them, depending on what property I'm at. You know what I mean? So the plumbing section. Yeah. Man, he walked by me and I was like, oh shit. And I forgot his name. I called him Rodrigo. His name is Romero. I completely forgot his name. You know what I mean? And that's what it was, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stand 10 toes down. You know what I mean? I'm not, man. I'm telling you, the one thing that life has taught me is to be fearless. You know what I mean? And let the world interpret it the way they want to interpret it. You know what I mean? I don't give a damn how people interpret it. You know what I mean? When you in the right, you don't worry about shit like that. You know what I mean? I don't care how people interpret what I did. You know what I mean? Let them. I'm totally comfortable with it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So so that's where I'm at with it, man. You know what I mean? We gonna stand tall for the people. You know what I mean? And that's it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's what it is, man. And yeah, man, a lot's been going on, man. I'm still waiting on that video. No one sent me that video. No one sent me that video uh um of the UPS man. I'm still waiting on someone to send it to me. I looked online to try and find the video. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? And so that's what it is. So so that's what's up. What's up, DB? How you feeling, dog? You all right? Yeah, I mean, what's up, Matthew Valentine? What's up? So, hey, so the cool thing about today's show is Kanye's running for president, and my guy Mars has done the work with Kanye. So I'm very interested to find out about Kanye's brain, man. And I've never been around Kanye ever in my life, so I'm real interested to see what Kanye's like as a human being. You know what I mean? And he can give us some insight. You know, he worked with Jay-Z, Nipsey, so he's run the whole gamut, the game. So he's dealt with all these personalities in terms of moving the culture forward. So I'm very interested into what he has to say, man. I'm very, very much interested, man. And yeah, man, he's dope, man. I've been following him for years. You know what I mean? Hopefully I said it right, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, but anyways, man. So that's what it is. Kanye for president. Hey, you know what Kanye might do with those votes? It may shortchange the Democratic Party. So let's say 2% of America votes for Kanye. Let's say 2% of America votes for Kanye. You know what I mean? And let me go pick up. And the Democrat loses by that 2%. Phone lines are open. Go ahead, DB. What you got? Show me what you got, bird lady. You know what I mean? Imagine that. And now that may be Black Fight Fan called it a revote vote. You know what I mean? And that could hurt us. I mean, that not hurt us, but make them value our vote. You know what I mean? And that could be the trigger point. That could be the tipping point, knowing that the Democratic Party can't win, because a lot of Latinos, they vote Republican because of the states that they go through. You know what I mean? They don't necessarily come through California. They come through New Mexico and Texas. So because those states are typically Republican states, they end up Republicans. You understand what I'm saying? So so when people talk about why do a lot of Latinos become Republican, that's one of the reasons why. You know what I mean? And they have the right to be Republican. I don't I don't give a damn, Republican or Democrat. Just can we just get together and choose the right person? You know what I'm saying? That's the key. Can we choose the right person? That's the most important thing right now, is that we choose the right person. You know, but yeah, Kanye makes for it. I mean, he's not gonna win. You know what I mean? But I'm very interested to see what percentage will vote for Kanye. You know, I'm very interested. Hey, but I tell you one thing, dog. I would love to see that debate. Kanye, Joe Biden, and Donald Trump on the DS. Oh my gosh. Oh, oh my gosh, dog. That would be must see TV. Because ironically enough, you want to keep it a buck, Donald Trump will be the favorite. Donald Trump would win that vote. That debate. Donald Trump will win. You know what I mean? Kanye just gonna talk about him. I mean, that's all. That's what I understand about him thus far. Like he would, and he's gonna talk about the economy, and he's gonna ignite a part. So it'll be very. Joe Biden can't compete with Donald Trump in a debate. Nah, he can't. Nah, he can't. Nah, he can't. I don't think he's healthy enough, man. I don't think, and I'm not picking sides, Reg. I'm just saying there's no way Joe Biden would want to debate Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Because he can snip and jab, and he's the sitting president. So he actually has proof. You know what I mean? And he can always jab at him with that crime bill. You know what I mean? And obviously Joe Biden would come back with the COVID-19 situation. You know what I mean? That COVID-19 shit is getting real, man. And in my humble opinion, Donald Trump needs to honestly say, I fucked up. I fucked up. I didn't think that it was going to be this bad. I thought that we could handle it and move the economy forward. But if he don't, honestly, for real, if we're worse, March and November, 3 take away 11, 8 months later, and we're worse, how can you vote for Donald Trump? I mean, let's call a buck a buck. How can you vote for a sitting president when 8 months later, what he was supposed to stop in 8 months is worse? You wouldn't even stay married to a woman. You know what I mean? Let alone be president. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So let's put that junk in perspective, dog. I mean, we got to put that in perspective. You know what I mean? It's just no way possible, man. It's no way. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the economy will probably do Donald Trump in. But with this COVID-19, how's the election going to be? You know what I mean? How's the voting process going to be? Because you already know they only going to put two voting things in the heart of Atlanta. They're gonna put two voting things in the heart of Miami. They're gonna put two voting things. You know what I mean? Appreciate you, Reg, Fred, Debo, and Golden Boy Squad. This my Home Depot, fool. This my Home Depot, fool. Oh man, you funny, Reg. I appreciate you though. You know what I mean? But no, he can't fix it. I agree with that. He can't fix it, but he can manipulate the masses. You understand what I'm saying? And Joe Biden not talking every day is hurting him. You know what I mean? I think Joe Biden needs to talk. I mean, you guys tell me. I think he needs to talk. See, he needs to talk about solutions, not ideas. He's been in politics for 40 years. We've already done with the ideas, right? We need solutions. What are your solutions? You understand what I'm saying? What are your solutions? You know what I mean? And Joe Biden should have enough experience to have solutions, man. You know what I mean? And if he don't have it, shit, he can't be president. But man, we at a fucked up position, dog. I mean, it's just, man, this is all bad, dog. This is all bad. Man, this is all bad. Man, when I say this is all bad, think about this. We're in America. We're in America, and our options are Joe Biden, Donald Trump, and Kanye West. If you say Joe Biden last, and you walked up to a 22-year-old person in Australia, hey, you want to go watch this Kanye West, Donald Trump, and they say, oh, what is it? A reality show? What is it? Was it a roasting session? No, it's a presidential debate on BBC. They're gonna be like, what the hell are you talking about? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like that, it don't even make no sense, man. It don't even make no sense, dog. It don't make no sense, dog. This is just unbelievable, dog. This is America. You know what I mean? This is literally America, dog. And it's insane, dog. Dog, this shit is crazy, man. I'm gonna just call it a buck, man. This is, man, politics all the way around is hilarious, dog. Like it's you know what I mean? I might as well put my hat in for the president. You know what I mean? You know, I might as well. Yeah, man. So let me turn this off. So yep. So that's so it's just what I believe, man. We're in a bad spot. We're in a bad spot. So that's where I'm at. Reg, man, I don't give a fuck what you say. Don't say Biden will appoint a cabinet that will function. Can you say that? Reg, you sound like a 73-year-old grandma right now. You sound like a 73-year-old grandma, dog. He gonna appoint a cabinet. The motherfucker had 40 years to be a part of a cabinet and to be the cabinet. You know what I'm saying? For real. For real. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You know what I mean? So that's just the reality. That's just what I feel. Reg, don't ever say that again. Just say you voting for Trump. Just say you voting for Biden because you hate Trump. Don't because people gonna remember that you said that shit. Don't ever say that shit again, Reg. Nah, he ain't gonna appoint no. He can't even say a paragraph, dog. He can't even verbally articulate a paragraph. Reg, you know that. He will. Reg, the one thing I learned in this boxing shit, you know what I mean? Don't speak for other people. They will let you down. And how many times have we seen that just in the past 3 months? These fighters letting us down. You know what I mean? To what percentage? It's on you. You know what I mean? But how many times did these fighters let us down? Don't speak for them. Don't speak for them. Don't speak for them. Man, let me send Mars the link. Don't speak for him. Federico, the plumber. Oh, Federico. Oh, let me send Mars the link. Oh man. Don't speak for him, Reg. All right. We already you gonna carry us to the election, Reg. But please don't speak for Biden. Please, gosh. Please don't. Please don't do that, Reg. Because that Tuesday night, we know we're gonna be in here doing overtime, right, Reg? You know we're gonna be in here doing overtime. You already know that. You know we're gonna be in here doing overtime, dog. So don't say that. We ain't. Oh, he's in here. Oh, man. Without further ado, man, the man of the hour, man. Do y'all want to go through his credits, man? Kanye, Nip, R. Kelly, Maya, the gang. I'm gonna stop there and let him tell you the rest, man. Without further ado, this is anti-hesitation. Real nigga celebration. What's poppin', dog? How you feel, kid?
What's up, my guy?
Man, I appreciate you coming into the barbershop, man. And we've been rather excited to have you, man, because you're a legend, man. You're a legend west of the Mississippi, dog.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. So so we'll start with, man, mom and dad was in the church and stuff, right?
Yes, sir. My dad is a bishop. My mom is that would make her a first lady. But in addition to that, she was singing. Always, being a part of music. She was in the choir. My dad was, playing drums, and that's how they kind of kicked it off.
What kicked it off for you? Like, what beat was it? What song was it for you? I heard you say Jay Dilla in some interviews and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jay Dilla for sure. One of the songs that resonated with me sonically was I can't think of the name. It's called Caught My Heart. He caught my heart for the evening. Cause my cheek moved in, cute, confused thing. Should I just go Find My Way?
Okay, got you.
Find My Way. That was the first song I was like, oh my, like, what is this?
How old were you?
I was like, probably about 14, 15, something like that.
Oh, shit. When'd you get your first credit?
The first credit was probably around 19, 20, something like that.
Damn. 20. I see all those records behind you, dog. Man, you got some fucking hits, dog.
That's a couple things, but
hey, niggas dying to know about Nip because obviously I'm in LA and shit, man. Niggas, I got so many DMs on you, man. They was like, man, he gonna be in here tonight, man. Yeah, man. So, man, we gonna jump into it because they're excited, man. How'd you meet Nip and how'd that relationship begin?
I met Nip through production. Well, Rance, we had initially, like when we had initially formed 1500 or nothing, he had brought me to this notorious neighborhood called the 60s, and I was out there, and basically I went to my home. The dude at the time, Bear Claw, he had a studio, and who ended up being my homeboy Robin Hood was like in the studio just kind of chilling, making beats, and basically Rance was telling me like, yo, these some real niggas, like they gang bang, like the whole shit, but we in here on some music shit. We ain't on no other shit, like we on some music shit. So I kind of was like, what the fuck, like why are you bringing me here? But as soon as I walked in, it was like I seen all kind of keyboards and speakers and shit, and I was just like, I didn't even care about nothing else. I was just like, went straight up to the nigga like, yo, you got the Triton? Like he could have been on some shit like, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, yo, you got the Triton? Like you got the shit? And yeah, that's how we kind of like, built that relationship. And Nip was always around. He was doing his shit, obviously, at that time.
What year was it?
This was around like 2002, 2003. Damn. Like when I first graduated from high school. And yeah, that was like before we like really, stamped 1500 and stamped everything else. So it was just kind of like chilling and working. And we were growing our sound as he was growing his, but we just happened to be a lot more, I guess I could say, in the studio rather than in the streets. So it was a lot more results that we were seeing as far as the production. I can only speak for myself, but like we were, really like churning and doing as much as we could to be our better versions of ourselves. And that's how like Nips start seeing stuff, and it was just organic, you know what I'm saying?
What was the first song y'all worked on?
The first song I worked on, I think was, well, we did a lot of stuff that didn't come out. You know what I'm saying? Obviously.
Yeah.
But the first song I worked on was that I can remember was like Blue Laces, I believe. Like the first Blue Laces. That Mr. Lee produced. Yeah, shout out to Mr. Lee. And Nip was just like, he wanted some keys and some extra shit on it. So I just played what I heard. And that's that.
When's the new music coming out? When's the new Nip album coming out? Or is
my new music?
Oh, yeah, let's talk about, when's your music coming out? You got some singles out now.
Yeah, I got some singles. I got songs I've been putting out. I'm working on a project with my artist. His name is King Dreams.
Okay.
He actually did a freestyle to Perfect 10.
Okay.
Y'all can go check that out. It's on YouTube. But we're working on a project right now, a joint project with him rapping, me rapping and singing, me producing the music. And then also I'm working on another project, just myself, MyGuyMars 2. And outside of that, like right now, like literally I'm working on a beat instrumental tape. So
are you 100% independent?
Yes.
Talk about being independent versus being signed.
Well, the short version of it is like, you know, being free rather than being a slave.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then like depending on what type of, you know, deals you're in, like some people want to be in deals. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to have the most success they can have at whatever cost. And I just don't really, that's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? I always allow the music to speak for itself, which is why a lot of people don't know about me, which I'm very fine with. But yeah, I think like you really just, I mean, you just have to have like, you know, like Nip say, you gotta have dedication. You really gotta know what you're trying to do, your intention and everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's different for each person. So for me, it may work different than it would for somebody else that may want a deal. You know what I'm saying? Deals aren't bad.
Have you ever been in one? Have you ever had
absolutely, absolutely. I've been in all kind of different deals. I just got out of my publishing deal probably like a year or two. My admin publishing deal a year or two ago, and then I had like this crazy, like I call it the death row contract, but I had like this crazy like death row type contract that I signed like when I was, I don't know, 23 or some shit, and yeah, that shit was crazy.
And you glad to be out of that?
Absolutely, because it was like for 7 years.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Damn. So now that you're free, what's the education you're telling your talent now?
Well, I'm telling people to educate themselves because like I go out and educate myself on things that I'm passionate about. So, you know, some people want to be producers, some people want to be beat makers, some people want to program. It's all different types of jobs, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I always say, why take the same lane that's crowded? There's so many lanes, like it's so much music, it's so many genres, there's so many positions. You know what I'm saying? It was people that was giving their moms positions on albums just because it's like, oh, I just pay my mom, you be the project coordinator, and it's like she get the plaque, she get all this, you know, just because she just chilling. So it's a lot of things that people don't understand, like even engineering, like you get paid that day. More than likely, if you're an engineer, you get paid to show up to the studio and record, while the producer doesn't necessarily all the time get paid when they show up to the studio. So the majority of the time they get paid, you know, after they solidify what song they're gonna do. So the engineer gets paid that day, is a part of the record, recorded the record, and is a part of the plaque. Like you get a plaque too, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, why do I want to sit up and do all this 10,000 things when I could just be here documenting and learning from people while I'm documenting it? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it's just different ways, like, you know, it's different strokes for different folks.
You mind if we go through a roll call with some of your artists? I mean, some of the people you've produced for?
Sure.
Obviously, Kanye's making headways now. Kanye's running for president. First, what do you think about Kanye running for president, man?
Hey, man. I mean, you know, I don't really know, actually. I don't know. I think I wouldn't ask a producer to be president. You know what I'm saying? As much as people like it's more so about the celebrity status than it is the actual like work ethic and the information and the education behind what you're trying to like, you know, proceed in doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I couldn't shit. That's like me being an electrician tomorrow. Like, I don't know what the fuck, nigga. Like, niggas just be like, oh, we love Mars. He did dedication so he can fucking wire my house. Like, all right, nigga.
Did y'all work in the studio together, or did he send it to you?
You say what?
Did y'all work in the studio a lot, or did you work?
Who?
Kanye.
Oh yeah. Wait, what you talking about on graduation?
Yeah, on Stronger. Yeah. Did y'all?
No, he actually called me to come work with him in the studio, and I was in the studio doing exactly what I'm doing right now, rolling up. And I watched him just fucking when I walked in the studio, he was listening to Daft Punk. He was listening to that song. So he was listening to that song by Daft Punk called Stronger, because he already was dissecting what he was going to sample. I just didn't know what the fuck he was doing, and I never heard that shit before. So I walked in the room thinking like, you know, I'm about to hear some Jay-Z shit, some crazy, you know, and this nigga playing. I'm like, all right, yeah, let me sit over here in this corner and roll up, man. I guess he going, and then like I literally watched him chop the shit up, fast, strong, like the whole shit. It was just me, him, and the engineer in the room. So I watched him make that whole fucking beat, and I got so lost and so warped in information that I didn't know, and the way that he was producing, that I forgot that I was there for him. Like I forgot that I was there in general.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just sitting there like, what the hell? Like I watched him turn like a disco, like porn sounding beat into some crazy, like next level, you know, the way he was using sounds and manipulating it. I'm like, what the fuck? And then he just looked up like, hey Mars, you hear something? And I was just like, oh yeah, shit. Oh fuck. Oh yeah, I am Mars, huh? Fuck, I forgot I was. So yeah, I had them get a keyboard and I just played those chords. And shout out to Mike Dean. That did all the extra like crazy analog synths and shit on there, you know, on top of that shit. But initially it was just me playing those chords.
Yeah, that song is fucking crazy.
Thank you.
No, that song is fucking a monster. How is he in terms of personality?
Right now, at this moment, I don't know. But back then, he was one of the most fires, like inspirational people to be around. Beautiful. Because like his passion drove him. So it was like, it didn't matter. Like he literally, I was there one day, he literally rented like 10 different speakers. Like he went, he had these people keep going out and getting speakers and bring them in. He was like, no, the mix don't sound right. Going out and get the speakers. No, the mix don't sound right. Like, not like just to test on every speaker to see what it's going to sound like on every speaker. Like that might be a little extreme, but just the fact that he would think of it, you know what I'm saying? It started making me think different. I'm like, oh, he really like is really concerned about, you know, making this shit be as best as possible. You know, I got a gang of shit, like a gang of just insight that I seen, and like a lot of shit that I learned from how he works and, you know, how those songs were created.
Elaborate. Take your time.
I mean, I wouldn't like to just give away a gang of Kanye secrets. That was nice. I like how you did that. But,
take your time, man. We can come, leave when you want, stay as long as you want, man. You know what I mean?
It's all good, but I would say, like, you know, he was just very adamant, and like he didn't care who it was. He would just try every single option until you get what you're looking for.
Wow.
You know, so
you literally in there 24 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Sessions, right?
You said what?
It's one of them type sessions where you're in there 24 hours.
Yeah, we were there for a while. I mean, he had the record. He probably had the studio for like a couple months or something, or a month or something like that. So he was just in there every day, just working, having different people come in different rooms and just trying stuff. So yeah, it was pretty dope.
His big bro, Jay-Z. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Yo, that shit is, hey, you know what? I didn't find out you did that song till about a year ago, dog.
For real?
Yeah, a year ago, because now I get all anal and shit and check the credits now and shit, because I got title now. So it's easy
now I get.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Did you get a chance to work in the studio with him? Or he sent it to you?
On that song, no, I didn't. Not on that song.
But I know you worked with him in the concert, because I go to all the Jay-Z concerts, and his last tour, you actually were the live band on that, because I heard him shout out.
Absolutely.
Talk about rehearsals and shit like that.
Man,
he actually shouted Nip out that night too at the Forum. He's like, that he next. That boy up next. He said that about me.
He definitely, like, he knows what's going on for sure. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, it was a dope experience because, you know, obviously it's Jay-Z, and then he's like very, he's a man of few words.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So like, if he says something, it's like, it means a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was a lot that went on, and I was just like, you know, during rehearsal, he was just kind of super, you know, quiet and calm and stuff, but he would say little things here and there, and I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. Like, this nigga Jay-Z just said, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, of course you got to be professional. So, you know, it ain't really like no starstruck thing. It's just like really appreciating people that, you know, have paved the way for us before we got here. And then to still be able to work with those people that you grew up listening to is kind of, you know, surreal. So,
have you ever thought about in a couple of years, I'm not aging you, but in a couple of years, you're going to be somebody's Jay-Z?
No.
Somebody coming out of Fairfax High, Westchester, Washington. You know what I mean? They're going to be like, yeah, Mars. Mars is that nigga.
Nah, I ain't really thought about that. I don't really think about myself, man, to be honest. Like, I mean, I think about myself as it pertains to like providing for my family and like my purpose and my intent. But I mean, my intentions, but like, I'm not, you know, I'm not that dude to be like, oh yeah, I'm, you know.
What would you say your purpose is?
My purpose is to lead people to Yah, to God, through music, through my platform, and, you know, to heal people and educate people. You know what I'm saying? That's what I know I was put on earth to do. So as long as I'm doing,
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm just excited just asking you a bunch of questions. I got 3 pages of notes on you, man.
God damn, man.
No, but what song was it that said, oh shit, are you speaking of purpose, right? What song was it that really like succinct you with your purpose, whether you heard it or whether you actually worked on it?
What song synced me with my I don't think it was a song. I think me having the foundation that I have, actually I know me having the foundation that I have is what allowed me to be as rooted as I am, but at the same time, I had to experience a lot of things to not deprive myself of how I could use my gift. Gotcha. So like, you know, because I'm, you know, my dad is a bishop and I couldn't even listen to like Snoop and rap music. I couldn't listen to none of that. So to like grow up and not experience it and then still make it is like, is kind of weird. But at the same time, you know, I love educating myself. So I had to go back to listen to all of this stuff. But at the same, you know, when you listen and it's not the same, you know what I'm saying? It's not the same vibe because you didn't experience it.
I get you.
So my bad if you see me looking to I'm trying to see if I could
work
this on my Instagram right quick.
It's actually cool to see you in your studio vibing and stuff like that, man. Especially in your natural setting. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What album would you say prior to stuff you've worked on? Man, we've been debating. Now I'm gonna tell you after you answer the question. We've been debating albums, on this channel for about the last month and a half. What's some of your top albums?
Some of my top albums?
Yeah. Or do you go with songs more since you're a producer?
What's some of the top albums like I've been a part of, or what?
No, just overall hip hop. What's some of the top hip hop albums?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, you got to think, man. Shit, I'm old, but I'm still young. You know what I'm saying? So a lot, like I said, a lot of the music I didn't even get to experience. But I'll say, the Chronic is a special album.
9th grade, 10th grade.
What else? Let me see here. Let me think of it. What motivated me? Let me see. The Chronic, Tribe Called Quest.
I can see how that sonically fucked with you. Yeah.
And Busta Rhymes Anarchy.
Busta. Dog, you know, I said this in one of my videos yesterday. I've been listening to Busta Rhymes Shuffle. He's not gonna get credit for being a top artist, but when you drop down to the next tier, he's number one and number two. You know what I mean? It's always gonna be that Tupac, Biggie, you know what I mean? It's always gonna be that debate, Snoop Dogg, you know what I mean, the Chronic, Doggy Style. It's always gonna be those debates in hip-hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
But man, the Coming, Genesis.
Yeah, I was just listening to Genesis the other day. Genesis is fire, bro.
His sounds, dog. Man.
That's what I'm saying. That's Dilla. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I fell in love, because I'm like, who is this nigga using these sounds and like manipulating the beats like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? I never heard drums and that type of swing, and like it was just like all the rules was broken, but it sounded right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, man, who the fuck is this nigga? Like,
and when you're talking about production, and when you work with a guy like R. Kelly, who's damn near flawless in terms of writing and actually laying the song, how do y'all two mesh?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, you know, it's a lot going on with that, but
no, we'll keep it on production.
I wouldn't say I mesh with R. Kelly. I would just say that the way that song happened was that I was at what's called LeBron Studios now, and I was thinking about Marsha. Marsha is like one of my best friends. Like, she's a really good friend of mine. And I was thinking about her, and I just made that track, and I sent it to her. She was fucking with it, and then R. Kelly had wanted to sign me as an artist. I heard, so he was like, you know, his manager had like, you know, called me and was like, "Yo, man, we looking to manage you. We looking to do this. We looking to do X, Y, and Z," and I was like, he was like, "Send me some stuff." So I sent him that, because Marsha hadn't hit me back and said nothing, but I sent him that and like a gang of other stuff.
Sure.
And they hit me like, "Yo, hold that beat." But they hit me like 7 years after I did it.
Wow.
So it was like I did the beat for Marsha, and then like, you know, 2000, whenever that it came out, like 2016, 17, something like that. It was like, oh, y'all still want to use it? All right, cool.
What beat you produced that someone passed on that someone took and ended up being a monster?
It's a beat that I did that like we was about to get a bag for. And I basically had to like not get the bag to make sure I kept a relationship.
Wow.
So like I had a beat, and I did the beat myself.
Wow.
Like by myself. So it was like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so it's like it's like your homie, it's like you the nigga that's like, you know, fighting, and your homie like, "Nah, we ain't doing no fights unless it's like, nigga, I'm the nigga that's fighting. Like, how you gonna tell?" Anyway, so like, you know, they were like, "Man, we'll give you, you know, 15 racks, whatever." At the time, I think we was only doing like 7, maybe 10 max. They were like, "Yo, we'll give you 15." I'm like, "Oh, cool." Then Snoop had wanted the song. So that's what it was. It was like, you know, we was cool, but it was like, this will solidify the relationship because he really loves this song. Wow. So I'm like, all right, cool. All right, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? It's Snoop. It's all good. It's home team. Then they came back like, "Oh, man, we want to give you 20 racks. Like, you sure? Like, we'll give you 20. Wow. And I'm like, man, can we get on the phone with Snoop? Like, like, can I tell this nigga I can make him another one? Because I can.
Yeah, right.
I know the nigga that did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they wasn't fucking with that shit. They was like, "Man, nah, man, I'm not telling Snoop that." Like, nah, So they told people like, "No, we got another, you know, record. Snoop wants it." And I think they got up to 30. They was like, "Look, we'll give you 30 racks.
Wow.
For this beat. We really need this. It's gonna be something." And I end up giving it to Snoop. But fortunately enough, I gave it to Snoop, and that song ended up being it's called "Which One of You Bitches Like Me," and the song was supposed to go to this artist named Tanisha Kelly, which I'm not sure what she's doing right now, but I haven't heard from her in a while. She may be doing music, she may still be doing something, but it was just crazy that I'm glad I didn't, you know what I'm saying, take a gamble on going with this girl and she losing and then not, being dropped or not hearing from her, and then Snoop is still relevant to today, and then I don't have the relationship with somebody in my own backyard. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that then turned into like, Snoop pretty much allowing us to be a part of like every project, and if not his project, then we've been on tour with him ever since.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. You mentioned Marsha Ambrose, and you said that's one of your best friends. I got to ask you about Real Big.
Yeah, okay.
You worked on that one as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know.
You're doing your research, huh?
I did. Oh, come on, man. Come on. I know I know most of your credits that now the last 4 days, and talk about putting that song together. I can't help but get emotional every time I hear it. You know what I mean? And I'm a man who only met Nip one time at Chase Bank, and but I live in Baldwin Hills, so my son went to school across the street from his daughter.
Damn.
So I would see Nip in the morning. Every morning I see Nip because he drives down my street because of the work on Crenshaw. So I would see him every day in his Rolls Royce or his Mercedes or something like that. Yeah. And but that yeah, okay, my bad.
Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And that Real Big song, man, please give us the vibe in the studio on that one, dog. Take your time with it, man. Take your time with it.
Real Big was like, that was like a process. So like even with all the songs that we did with Nip, like the majority of the songs were already songs. You know what I'm saying? So like niggas either had the songs for years and were just working on it and bringing it back to life, or it was something that was very special and we needed to make sure we had the right producers and the right musicians, to make it come to life so that Nip can actually record and write on the song. You know what I'm saying? So like with that song, it was this one day. I gotta find a picture. The picture is somewhere. It might be on the internet. But it was this one day I was in the studio. We was in the studio and Nip. We was at his studio with Mike and Keys. And basically they were playing the record. Marsha came to the studio.
Who was on the vocals prior, or was that added on after?
No, Nip did the vocals. It was just a real big, real big. You know what I'm saying? Like Nip, that was just Nip. That's how he wrote. That's how he wrote it. So he sang it like that. So like even with that and Dedication, when he first did those songs, I was like, nigga, like you singing, nigga. Like we got the vibe going. Like what's your vibe? Like hey, come on, hood. Like David, nigga, come on. So fast forward back to this day, Marsha came to the studio. He had Marsha pull up as one of his favorite singers, and Bink was there, Battle Cat was there, of course, Mike and Keys was there, 1500, fucking like Day One, Battle Cat. It was like all-star of who's who, you know what I'm saying? And at Nip's studio, everybody was there for Nip. And we all in the room just like working, like just trying to figure it out, working on the song, trying to see what works, see what don't. And it was just dope that everybody had enough respect for the song that everybody didn't like make it like a gumbo goulash thing, like you know what I'm saying. So like when you hear that song, that's why it's so special, is because you can hear the words, you can hear the feeling. Like Mike and Keys did a great job of allowing the sonics to breathe around the music and the vocal, and once we got the right format, I was living up the street from the studio, so I had my organ in the house. So I took the song to my crib and put my computer on top of my organ, and I just recorded the organ in my house. Because I already had the vibe from being there all day. So it was like, you know, niggas was already in the vibe. I was like, man, I can't sleep. I'm about to go to the crib and go do this right now. I'm not playing a fake organ. It's not what, no, this is like some real shit. So I got to go, you know. So that's why, like, at the end, if you hear, I fucking tell you in this moment, I would. And I'm doing like the all that shit. It was just like real emotion. It wasn't like, you know, planned or this is the format and people chopped it up, and it wasn't none of that. It was just like that's how it was. So
damn, yeah, that song.
Yeah.
Nah, that song is a fucking monster, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, I remember vividly when I first heard that song. I was sitting in my kitchen, and it was just, man, that shit was it. It took me to a place where I wish that my cousins doing 25 to Life could listen to that album. Have you put your brain around that album yet? Victory Lap?
Have I put my brain around it? What you mean?
Like, do you understand the magnitude? I'm not speaking of just him passing away, but just the album as a work of art. You know what I mean? Have you put your brain around like how like significant that album is? And I tell people that it's gonna be 1, 2, 3 of the greatest albums of all time because of how it speaks to people. You know what I mean? It's because it don't have enough air, and it doesn't have enough air underneath his wings now. So it's hard to say All Eyes on Me isn't the best album, or Doggy Style, or, you know, whoever you like, Illmatic, whoever you like. But I think in 10 years, that album is going to be this culture's, you know what I mean? People going to be walking around saying I'm prolific. It's going to be the word of the culture.
Niggas doing that now.
Yeah.
Niggas getting tattoos and all kind of shit right now, niggas.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's definitely, you know, he's definitely left his mark. And of course I know how well that album speaks and like how it speaks volumes in way more ways than people can imagine.
Yeah.
And like I'm literally still sitting in the studio, like I'm probably about to be like my last, you know, month or two in the studio, but like I've been literally holding on, like just because like I'm the last nigga in here, you know what I'm saying? Like Nip Studios downstairs, like that's why I got all the shit, like everything right here. Hold on, let me see if I can. How can I do this?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Like that, like all everything in here, like you know, just because this was his vibe, like this nigga would be right here on the couch. Hey, boy, you got a back?
I seen it in the videos. Yeah.
So like the whole, you know, this just got here this week. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I just been keeping the energy and keeping the vibes because, like, to be honest, like after he passed, it was like, you know, people express things different ways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got it.
Like some people just you don't hear it. I ain't heard from some people, like I just ain't heard from them. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll check on people and say what's up and tell people I love them as much as I can. But you know, everybody process shit different. So it's like I had to figure out how to push through, you know, what's going on, and at the same time understand what the marathon is. You get what I'm saying? So like it's like now that he gone, it's like, nigga, yes, this is the real, we gotta continue this shit. You know what I'm saying?
How significant would his voice be post George Floyd?
I think it was significant post Trayvon Martin, post everybody else that, you know, similar things has happened because, you know, like Nip wasn't just a nigga that like he just rapping all day and just, you know, going to the hood fighting niggas, like. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas just be thinking like, that's like, nah, bro. That nigga would be in here every day watching some type of documentary every fucking day. Like to the point where I'm going to his room, like about to go play on a beat or ask for, you know, a blunt or something, like, hey Nip, you got and I'm like, he'll pass the blunt. I'm stuck in there learning something for an hour, which is awesome, but it's like that's, you get what I'm saying? Whose train of thought is that? Like to, hey, come get you a bar. Hey, learn something, cuz. Hey, come learn something, cuz. That nigga would say that. Like, hey, come learn something, cuz. Like, who's doing that? Then you got other homies that you grow up with. You got family members that you grow up with. Niggas is like, man, why are you playing the piano? Why I can't play? Niggas want to bitter and battle each other over stuff instead of educating each other. That's what I don't understand. And once I started figuring that out, I'm like, oh, that's why you're a fucking leader. That's why All Money In is successful. That's why you got 3 to 8 brands that all represent you, because you're a leader and everybody understand how to put everybody together. Like, yeah, it's gonna be fights, yeah, it's gonna be disagreement, but at the end of the day, the company and the brand and our purpose is more important than anything else.
Beautiful.
So with Nip passing, you have a whole blueprint of what he's done in his life. You have a whole blueprint of what he was going to accomplish. He told us, like, he wrote shit out. He was a visionary. Meanwhile, we got niggas that's here saying they got visions every day, and if something happened to you today, we ain't gonna know what the fuck you was thinking about, because you ain't writing nothing down. You ain't got your homies, you ain't got no structure, you ain't got no blueprint. You know what I'm saying? So like that allowed me to put things into perspective, and I just start slowing down. I ain't really be going, niggas don't be seeing me nowhere. I be in this motherfucker every day trying to make sure I'm creating the best version of myself and being innovative and giving people opportunities that they wouldn't have because I didn't have those opportunities. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at this shit. Like, it's too many niggas that everybody want to say, like, Black Lives Matter, to support black business, all the whole thing. And it's like the same niggas that's saying it is the same niggas that's doing something to their own homies.
Gotcha.
Their own brothers, their own sisters. You get what I'm saying? So that's why Nip was so genius, because he went back to the hood. He went back to where he was from. He went to start building stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like no, I'm gonna hire y'all. I'm gonna hire the homies. Y'all come get a job. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what's fucked up, is that you have a good heart and you try to do stuff for people, but sometimes it's like niggas don't want it. Niggas want what you got.
Niggas want what you got.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I didn't mean to start preaching and go on.
No, I want you to. I want you to. I want you to. Man, this show is about you, man. Your greatness, man. I know.
But more importantly, I have a responsibility. And like the last month, I start realizing that how powerful the internet is and how powerful our words are.
Yep.
And there were groups that I grew up listening to that I could have avoided making certain mistakes had they gave us the information they did not give us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't want to be the nigga that, I was watching Mars and and this, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, I did it like Mars. And they're like, well, why y'all shit fucked up? You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that. I'm telling everybody, look, this is what I did. This is how I fucked up. This is what I did wrong. This, you know what I'm saying? So people can know how to avoid those mistakes. Don't make the same mistakes, make new ones. Hurry up and make new mistakes so you can figure out how to teach other people how not to make those mistakes. That's how we make a better community. If I do some shit that's fucked up, why would I allow somebody else to do it and keep the same cycle? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's how. And that's what we're doing now. You know what I mean? Right. In terms of like people marching in the 60s, marching in the 70s, marching in the 80s, marching in the 90s. You know what I mean? Now
we've been marching for niggas since marching.
Yeah, Malcolm X said, "Stop marching and start swinging, nigga." You know what I mean? I'm a big Malcolm X guy, man. And yeah, I'm gonna send you a picture of this artwork I got done. Keenan is actually doing it for me. You know Keenan, right? He'll come back in. Yeah, he pushed the wrong button. But yeah, man, I'm holding up the phone lines in a second. He'll come back in a second. But yeah, man, this is pretty dope, man. I know you guys got a lot of questions, right? I'm gonna open up the phone lines in like 2 minutes, or as soon as he come back in. Real big, real big. I was real big. God, that shit was powerful. Yeah, man. So his phone probably died or some shit. But yeah, man. Yeah, that Nipsey album is fucking amazing, dog. And he brought up something that was very, very important about us repeating the same mistakes, one, and two, us giving out the information. You understand what I'm saying? It's very, very important that we give the information. And that's one of the things that I would love to do, and I hope that I'm doing, and I hope that y'all hold me accountable to it, is to give out the information. Let me give you some intro music.
That don't kill me, can only make me stronger.
Yeah, man. I was talking about the information, man. It's just so critical that we give out the information, man. You know what I mean? It's critical. You want to take some phone calls?
We can't. It's man, it's pretty fucked up. I can't see nobody. I can't.
Oh, your phone dying, man. He got his phone on the cord. I'm on the phone lines, dog. His phone keep on dying. He got to, yeah, man. Terrence Bailey, man. Fred, you and Ham on. I was laughing almost hard. Yeah, man. It's true, man. I'm not fighting no 50-year-old man, 60-year-old. Oh, man, that's not where I'm at, man. But when you offend people in your own home, you don't think that you're going to see their faces. So you think you can say whatever you want, do whatever you want. It's kind of like Donald Trump. He can say whatever he wanted to do from the White House. You know what I mean? He can say and do whatever he wants from the White House. But you got to go see those black faces. You know what I mean? Mailbox money. Yeah, that mailbox money is classic. I got some more music for you. What you got, little mama? Show me what you got, Murray lady. Hey, talk about D Smoke, dog. You work with D Smoke. Yeah.
That's my guy, man.
Yeah, I think D Smoke might take us to Mars and back, dog.
That's my guy. I spoke with him today. That's my guy, man. He's an incredible musician, artist, writer. He has a dope spirit. You know, and like I was working with his brother.
Sir.
Actually, his cousin, like this shit go deep. So like my dad is like an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? Like he was the nigga that was like bringing like all the type gospel people back in the day. Sure. You know what I'm saying? He'd be like, man, niggas, how you get Thomas Whitfield? How you get John P. Key? You know what I'm saying? He was that nigga, but he had his own music as well. So like a lot of the people that I seen growing up were successful at producing because my dad kind of gave them, you know, platforms to, you know, help like Warren Campbell, Nissan Stewart, a lot of people.
Oh, damn.
So, yeah, so Andrew Goucher used to play for my dad. So I'm playing drums 9 years old on the recording for my dad because my dad is like, I want my son to play. And I'm learning like with all these greats. You know what I'm saying? Like Andrew Goucher, he played the bass line on that Warren G record, but he's like the man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So his niece, if I'm not mistaken, his niece is Tiffany Goucher.
Tiffany Goucher.
So Tiffany, exactly. So I was cool. I've been cool with Tiffany and Davion. They were working as the Woodworks back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So like we would always be around them, Eric Bellinger. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a gang of homies coming up at the same time, like just writing. And yeah, like I started working with Davion and having him come to my event after Church LA. And basically, he was telling me about his brothers. I didn't know his brother was, I mean, he told me his brother was Sir, but I don't be, you know, thinking. I just be like, oh, okay, cool, whatever, you know. When he like, yeah, my brother Sir, you know, he signed to whatever. But man, this nigga like, yeah, all right, for sure, yeah, we working. So we start working, and his brother D Smoke comes up to after church one day. Like he was just walking by on Hollywood Boulevard. And I happened to be out at the front asking Kimmy for some merch or something. And he just walked up like, yo, Mars, like, Mars, you Mars? I'm like, yeah. He like, oh, man, I'm D Smoke. Like, da-da-da-da-da. Like, man, I can't wait to get in the studio with you and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I just thought it was a random nigga off the street. So I was just like, all right, for sure, you know, being nice and stuff. And then he was like, no, I'm Davion, brother. I'm like, oh. And then it clicked. So I'm working with Davion, long story short, and he came through. D Smoke came through. He was on Rhythm and Flow, but he just didn't let me know the vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working with the nigga just organically, like, oh yeah, let's do some shit. My artist that I just signed was in here, so we did a couple records, and one of those records was the single, was the Fly song.
Fly.
So he was like, you know, after he won the Netflix shit, and you know, obviously told him, hey man, you know, I couldn't tell you the vibe and all this. Then he was able to, let me know like, yo, we about to put this song out. Let's get it going. So I'm like, oh fuck, I got your first single, let's go. You know what I'm saying? It was, but it was organic though. So like that's what made it fire.
We got our first call in the building.
My nigga, this is dedication. This is anti-hesitation.
We got a caller. Let's go.
Yeah, we got our first. What's up, 337?
You already know. And look, salute to Barbershop Conversations. Salute to the producer of the year, man. Salute to the homie Mars, man.
Love.
Yeah, bro, I just had a quick question for you. I wanted to ask, how do you balance your spirituality with the message that you want to convey through your platform, bro?
That is an awesome question. It's I think it'll be easy for me to explain it in a two-part answer. So the first part was me actually having to sacrifice over security. So like what I mean by that is like I had to sacrifice what people was gonna think of me because I'm already the pastor's kid. I'm already the bishop's kid. I play for the church, the whole thing. But I had a passion and I was really passionate about something and I felt like it was my calling. I know it's my calling. You know what I'm saying? So like I had to just basically step out on faith and believe that like, yeah, we're human, bro. Like you're gonna go through things. But I had to make sure that I went through the stuff that I needed to go through so that I can not go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what I mean by that is like, when I got straight, I moved out when I was 17 and I came straight out here. So like, I was just right in the mix of everything. So of course my dad is like, nigga, you down there smoke, you in the studio with Snoop Dogg and da-da-da-da. And I told you about that record that we placed, right? So the name of that record, I told you what the name of the record was. Which one of you bitches like me? You talking about my first big placement. Like, Dad, I made it. Like, yeah, like, all right, yeah, son, you down there, ain't no telling what you doing. And I'm with Snoop, the Smoking King, and we got a song called Which One of You Bitches Like Me? That's out. You know what I'm saying? So I had to like basically at that point be like, man, I gotta prove to my parents and prove to everybody else that, like, this ain't no fluke. This ain't no joke. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then I got to get some real records and start being a part of the record so it won't be no fucked up titles. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like, basically I had to the second part is basically I had to realize, bro, that like my relationship with God is my relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, people always want to throw things on you and perceive you to be something. And it's like, none of that matters. You know what I'm saying? They perceive Jesus to be all kind. You know what I'm saying? They did all kind. They look at how they did Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to go through those things to make you better. And it's like your message is what's more important at the end of the day. If people see how you walk, people see like, how organic, how real you are, then it's going to be easy for you to be able to influence and help, educate and bring people to Christ, as well as them be a part of your art, come across your music, come across whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But with me, I just feel like my calling is I was just blessed to have the foundation of being in the church, playing in church, having that foundation, being able to convey how I feel musically to a crowd, and then fast forward to being on stage with a Jay-Z, a Snoop, or whoever, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm conveying how I feel to a crowd. So these people I can still talk to. Snoop I can talk to. We can have certain dialogue. You know what I'm saying? We can have real messages. Tip I can talk to. We can have real messages. Faith, all these people that I really fuck with, Maya, and that's how all these real songs start coming. And Snoop does a gospel album. You know what I'm saying? It's like the real is always gonna prevail. So you just got to make sure that you being honest with yourself. Yes, I smoke. Yes, I have a couple drinks, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, bro, like your relationship with God is your relationship with God. So you just got to make sure you're fulfilling your purpose and doing as much as you can.
Word.
Hopefully that answers your question.
Mars, look, bro, I appreciate the detailed answer, man. And we definitely appreciate you coming to the barbershop and spending time with us, bro. Much Much respect, man. Peace and love to you, bro.
Love, my God. Appreciate you.
Yes.
Appreciate you, real rap.
Yes,
so when is your anticipated date coming out for your project?
My God, what's the date?
Yeah, part 2.
I ain't set a date yet. I was dropping a lot of songs. I was dropping a song a day. And basically, you know, with the state of everything that was going on, I felt like it was imperative for me to at least be a part of or write something that would reflect the times. And I couldn't like get past that. So like I really wasn't making any music or like doing too much of anything until I wrote that song. So now that I got that song and it's fire, you know what I'm saying, I feel a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Because I got you know, not just got that off my chest, but I have something that I can say like I this is how I feel. You know what I mean? So yeah, but we still need to turn up vibes. We still need to, you know, make sure we happy and help each other out. So I got to do it for sure.
Got another call. 708. 708. That don't kill me. Hey, 708. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, bro? Appreciate the yay. You know I'm from the city.
I know you from Chicago. Man, come on, man. Don't now you giving away my genius, dog. You giving away my genius, dog. Continue.
You already know, Fred.
Mars said we don't give it away for free.
Thanks for coming to the platform, man. We really appreciate you. Although this is a boxing platform, mostly Fred covers all kind of topics from, you know, generational wealth and things like that. So I got a quick question for you, man. Can you talk about, without pocket watching, can you talk about the power of residual income and how has it benefit you, throughout your life, being in the entertainment business?
You say, can I talk about the power of residual income?
Yeah, how it benefits you in the entertainment business. You know, without pocket watch. You ain't got to go into detail, but how it benefits you.
I mean, it's different, bro. It's different what are you a creative? What do? You make music?
No, I make no music, man. I drive trains for a living, brother.
So you just want to you just want to be informed of how it works.
Business, I get paid off people who gas electricity bills.
No, dope. So basically you want to be informed of how it works, basically.
Well, I know how it works, but I just want to, from your perspective, if you could tell the audience, educate, the people who may not know how it works.
I mean, it's different. It's all type of, it's different, like mechanical, it's different royalties. Anybody that's in the music industry or the entertainment industry, I advise you to go look up publishing and go look up royalties. I want you to understand for yourself what it is and why it's imperative. But to answer your question, how has like residual income benefited me? I mean, well, one of my biggest songs was Take You Down. And I think after the Which One of You Bitches Like Me conversation I was telling you with my mom and my dad wasn't too thrilled when that song came out and that check came in the mail. I believe my mom and my dad had a very quick change of heart. Very quick. My dad wasn't, son, you out there, da-da-da. It was, wait, son, you got a song on Chris Brown? Oh. And then my mom was, wait, did they make a mistake?
That's a
did
mom.
They make a mistake with the comma? Or, you know what I'm saying? And like, that's when it's like, well, son, pay your tithes. Remember, pay your tithes, son. So which one is it, Dad? Are you rolling or you're not? You know what I'm saying? So like, for me, it was like residual income has only been like very great when you have somebody that can actually, you know what I'm saying, like pull in that network. Like you got somebody like a Chris Brown that's gonna do crazy numbers, and you got a dope song that happens to be a single that people just happen to make babies to. Thank you, Jesus. But outside of that, if you're just doing a song for Joe Blow and you expect to get $1 million, like it may happen, but more than likely, like you have to build, some type of network, or it'll be better to have an artist that's already established with that following that has a track record of making millions of dollars, which was the case with Kanye and Chris Brown. So yeah, I mean, residual income definitely has been good to me, but at the same time, I've made a lot, or at this point in my life, I made a lot more money just producing and helping people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's effective, but you might want to work with a Bruno Mars or Chris Brown if you're trying to, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to, you know, get something really going. You know.
Is that it?
Yeah,
right? Oh, he hung up. Hey, you know the funny? I used to play with Bruno. I used to play poker with Bruno Mars at Hollywood Park.
That's crazy.
Yeah, hey, you want to know the funniest shit ever? He used to say, "Man, I'm gonna make it big. I'm gonna be famous." And he's 5'1", 5'2".
I know, bro. I'm about to tell you something that I've told nobody.
Okay, go ahead. Take your time.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, but Bruno can say whatever the fuck he want to say because that's my nigga. I wrote Bruno's first song, bro. Like with like when we worked together, me and him wrote a song together.
Really?
And I wrote the whole song, and it was terrible.
Really?
Whack as fuck. It was so terrible. But the fact that you know, we bought, like, he was there, bro. He had the big wide leg jeans on, straight from Hawaii. The whole curly hair. Like, come on, bro. I know the whole vibe.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got.
Like, I already know, bro. When you said that, like Hollywood, okay, I know what era you talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got another caller.
Show me what you got, little mama. Show me what you got, bird lady.
305 in the city. Hey, you might get along with him, man. We call him Pastor Usher Deacon 305. My guy Mars.
Pastor Usher Deacon 305. That's a lot of titles.
Yeah, he's well worth it too, man. He's well worth it.
There it is.
What's
up? What's the word?
How you doing, brother?
I'm blessed, man. How about yourself?
Hey, man, blessed. I got a few questions for you, right? Tell me something. What is your thoughts on the transformation of the music business in respect of the rappers who was more conscious versus today's rapper, what they call so-called mama rap, right? You cannot get a record deal. I don't know if it's true. You let me know, but it just seems to be the case to me, right? So, and to me, it pulls into the school to prison pipeline, right? So it's no longer just that. Now it's mumble rap to straight to prison, right? They're grabbing these babies and teaching them, hey, if you want a deal, the only deal you're gonna get is to rap about destruction. A flock, just raising up a flock of failure, right? If you want to talk about anything conscious, there's no deal for a conscious rapper. Why is that? And what could you people in the industry do to change that?
Well, that's a great question, and I don't really think that it's a fact of I'll put it like this. You're totally correct when you say that labels enforce or give people like the subject matter. You know what I'm saying? You're totally correct. But if I'm an artist, this is what goes back to what I stand by. Sacrifice over security. If I'm an artist, I'm gonna sacrifice whatever the fuck these niggas talking about that they don't know about. I'm sacrificing that shit. Because if you don't believe in my vision, if you don't believe in what I'm saying, then I don't need you to support me.
Right.
I could just use them. And that's the beauty of the internet. We got all these platforms, these DSPs, the digital streaming platforms, everything that's going on right now. Like, you literally can go to TuneCore right now, pay $50 and upload something, and it will be out on iTunes in the next month.
Right.
We didn't have that leverage growing up. I had to know somebody that had a studio that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the artists have to understand what type of artist they want to be. A lot of people just look at what the fuck is going on in the world and they're like, oh, I want to get some money, so I'm gonna just go do that shit. You know what I'm saying? But if we create more examples of it does exist, because Kendrick shit, I wouldn't have got that shit. You know what I'm saying? That Kendrick plaque right there. Man, he's a fucking artist that's dope, intellectual, but he knows how to play and give you what you want. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with J. Cole. J. Cole is a conscious, I like to think, a conscious artist. But he know how to still give you what you want. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's about being smart, because it's not just the music, and it's not just the music industry, it's the music business. So if you're in the business of making music, you'll study how music revolves and what's going on in music, so you can understand how to, this is the climate of music now. We don't have this. We don't have a James Brown. So look, here's Bruno Mars. We don't have a fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you insert the slots that are already available, then it's easier for you to do that shit than it is to go do the same thing that everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, it's possible to have conscious rappers. Like, that's why I signed my artist, because he's fucking fire and he raps his ass off. And it's not about just bullshit. I had to make him do bullshit. And the reason why I say make him do bullshit is because you got to be versatile. If you're able to be versatile, why not?
Right. Absolutely. As
long
as you know how to slide out that side door with it, right? For me,
but that's what I'm saying. Kendrick came out with that. Be humble. Sit down.
Right.
Be humble. Like, how many people like that song? Do you like that song?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And he's not saying shit.
Absolutely.
He's not fucking saying nothing. It's not no message. But he found a way to make what they call mumble rap cool, because he's really saying something that people say, and then he like, he just know how to make his voice. It's studying music. Andre 3000 did the same thing. His voice just sounded different. It don't matter what the fuck. Snoop voice just sound different. It don't matter. That nigga can say Fruity Loops. Nigga, everybody's gonna go fuck with it because they have their own sound. And they know how to manipulate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, real music does exist and real artists can make it. It's just we need better examples that this shit can happen and more examples of it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do think that guys like E40 and DMX need to start taking a lot of these kids up under their wings and guide them, man, because those are some of the original OGs still in the game, man.
Facts.
I'm talking about that's timeless. You know what I'm saying?
No, facts, for sure. Me and Tip was talking about that the other day.
Right. Yeah.
Talking about people that just need to be helping, like, motherfuckers, instead of, like, you know, it ain't always about the shine.
Right. See, because here's the situation, right? You got these I don't know the name of these folks, so I'm just chopping at the bit to get to the point. You got these so-called producers going into these poor neighborhoods and offering guys. Say if you do have a few conscious rappers in the hood, it could be young, but they're far ahead of their time, right? They're going to get picked over at $50,000. These kids don't have shit. They're going to take them $50,000, right? And to go and talk about murder, rape, destruction, they're going to take that bag, because this is more money they ever seen in their lives. That takes their mother out of the project. You know what I'm saying? So this is a recurring thing that has to be pushed back by guys like you. And you know, we have to have people on your level pushing back, and you can't do it by yourself. So I get it. It's going to take more than just you. It's going to take us as a collective, fam. You know what I'm saying? To really push, and also us as consumers, stop buying that shit. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I was going to say.
Right.
That's what I was going to say, for real.
Yeah. Redirect that dollar and guarantee you should have changed. You feel me? I ain't gonna hold up the line, man, but it's a pleasure talking to you, family. And you know,
the pleasure's mine, bro.
Man.
I appreciate you.
Love y'all, man. All
appreciate
right,
you, Triple. I mean, not Triple OG, Past Usher Deacon 305. So you mentioned talking to Tip, man. Before we get into the movement, TIP verse 50, man. How you like that? I know who you're rolling with, obviously, but
I mean, you know,
okay, talk about it. Forgive me for
Tip is my brother, bro. Tip is my brother. Tip is my brother. 50 Cent got hits. Tip got his too,
man.
50 Cent got hits. Tip got his too. The thing is that, like, it's different styles, and it depends on the records they pick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you ask me who I'm rooting for, come on, man, it's Hustle Gang, bro. You already know the vibes.
Yeah.
I left my chain at home. I don't feel like wearing all of them every day.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I'm with Big Bro for sure.
Chip got a lot of hits, but it's a lot of regional hits. You know what I mean? Didn't make it to California. A lot of his hits didn't make it to California. You know what I mean?
I'd like to think the reason why me and Tip is so close is because of that.
Got you.
Because I didn't know him. Like, I didn't know him as T.I. Everybody knew him as T.I. I'm just a church nigga that happened to get out and start figuring some shit out. You know what I'm saying? And right when I met him, he was like, nigga, you don't know. He's like, well, how familiar are you with my music? I'm like, I know Rubber Band Man. I was like, what? Like, nigga, I know, you know one song, nigga. I got 3 albums out, 4 albums, nigga.
Yeah, it shit didn't make it to I actually had to go back. When in about 2006, 2007, had to go back and revisit his catalog. We got another caller.
My nigga, this is dedication.
This is anti-hesitation.
Hey,
celebration.
What's good with it, Fred?
What's good? What's good, Ann Fresh? How you feel, King?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good, Emperor. Feeling good. Hey, what's good with it? Producer of the year, you feel me? Producer
all right, I'll accept
it, bro. You know, you earned that title, man. You earned that title. So, you know, back all your glory with that, man. But I just got 3 questions for you, man. The first question is
not 5.
Nah, man, not 5, man. I'm gonna keep it brief. Trying to call in, you know what I'm saying? It's a hot show. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it brief. But yeah, man. The first one, I really want to ask you, what got you like deeply ingrained into it? Because I know with Kanye West, he used to always talk about that. He got into engineering and stuff because his mother had him in like performance and art type of schools and stuff. A lot of people don't know that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He learned like the treble clefs and this and the that and the range and the climax of the song and the tempo and you know, all that stuff. So like what really got you deeply, you know, intertwined in it to the point that you know what I'm saying, you couldn't live without like making music. You understand what I'm saying? Engineering music, mixing, mastering music.
That's a great question. Thank you for tapping in, bro. And the thing like that got me to making it. What's so crazy is my parents tried to put me into in some what's the name, in a music class. You know, my dad put me in drum lessons, and this was before Drumline. So when Drumline came out, I was like, nigga, that's me.
Columbus was on the show. Columbus Short came in.
No, facts. He put me in drum lessons, and like for the first like month, I had my teacher. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he was doing, I was just doing it. I was just looking at the paper, acting like I knew what the fuck. But I was so good at just listening to what he was doing. I just, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I was so good. I just knew how to imitate what he was doing. So that turned into one day he like put the sheet music in front of me, and he did something, and I did like something at the end. Like, you know, he did like a tat 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 tat, and I was like tat 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 or something like that. And he was like,
"That's hard.
That's nice, but that's not here on the." He's like, "You're not reading this, huh?" My dad found out. My dad like, "Nigga, I'm taking you to piano drum lessons. You ain't even." That's when I found out. I'm like, it's just in me. Like it's just in me. I don't even want. Like, I'm not even interested in trying to think about this because I'm still developing. Like, as a kid, I'm so all over the place. I couldn't even focus on reading one note at a time. I'm like, nigga, I hear Stevie Wonder song. I'm trying to make a track as soon as I leave. I'm trying to remember this. It's all kind of shit going on in my head. You want me to look at this paper? You know what I'm saying? So that was like, that's when I knew, because when you try to make somebody,
that's when I knew.
Come on.
That's that shit. That's that shit.
It's like,
but yeah, man, yeah.
Facts, because it's like, if you have a passion for something, that passion is gonna drive you, not just the fact that your parents is gonna make you do it, or the fact because they want you to, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I did respect about, and well, not did. That's what I respect and love about my parents, is that they always allowed me to do what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, when I figured it out was after I already moved out. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just like, it ain't nothing else. Like, this is it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like, oh, if this don't work, I'm gonna do this. It was just like, nigga, I'm about to be a music producer and the dopest musician I can be. And I just did that shit. And I continue to strive to do it every day. But if I had a plan B, obviously, or plan C, all of that shit would distract from plan A. So it's like, why not just have a plan A and just execute it?
And my second question to you, man, is when it comes to Nipsey Hussle, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who's bigger than life, you know what I'm saying? After death and when he was here in these streets, you know what I'm saying? So I want to know when he was living, you know what I'm saying? Like physically where you could see him, you could talk to him, you could rap with him. What is something that you learned that is just stuck with you and you feel like it's going to stick with you till your grave when he was alive? And then what did you learn after he passed away? So both dynamics.
You know what? I learned the same thing, but I didn't realize it was the same thing until after he passed. So I learned intent and purpose, and that's why I always talk about it, because that's what he was operating in, and after he passed, that's what allowed us to know what he was going to do and allow us to carry it out. You know what I'm saying? So like, if his intention was bad, he wouldn't accomplish half of the shit that he accomplished. Just because the universe God ain't gonna reward you for doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you operating faulty, it's only gonna get so far. You know what I'm saying? So like, for him to really have pure intentions and really wanting to, you know, change the world through his music, change his community, all of that stuff, he was operating in his purpose, which we got to see, us, his close friends, while he was here, and got to realize after he passed, if that makes sense.
Right. And my last and final question, you was kicking it with Nip and stuff, right? So if you kicked it with Nip, tell me one of the best stories, because Nip got these legendary stories. If you talk to anybody who's been around him long enough, or even if you just came in contact with him a couple times, it seems like there's always a legend or some type of crazy, wild, and you know what I'm saying? Just some crazy shit going down around Nipsey. So maybe it was the summertime, maybe it was spring, fall, whatever. What is a time that you can really recollect in your brain, you know what I'm saying, in your Rolodex, and say, damn, like that was special. You know what I'm saying? Like what was the event? What did the plot look like? You know what I'm saying? Like what did it look like for you?
I would say, damn. I was gonna say two things, but I guess it would have to be 3 different times, and that would be the first time we did House of Blues. That footage is still up on YouTube. You'll see me with a big ass shirt, a big ass towel around my neck. Nigga, I think the keyboard fell. I was on the floor. All kind of crazy shit. We was going up, and then that was the first memorable like moment that I will always have. The second is when we did the Victory Lap concert. I mean, of course, there's other things, but like Palladium? That. Or you say what?
Palladium or?
At the Palladium. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, I know that was legendary. Damn.
Yeah, when we did that, it was like, nigga, this was my Nick. Like, this is like my musical son. Like, I felt like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, nigga, like this is my, like, we did it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we playing the music, and we happen to play some of the music that we're producing with our nigga. Like, that I can't even describe that feeling. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was like one of the best moments that I had, and I could tell like that he was super stoked. And like I guess the last memorable moment, unfortunately, but fortunately enough, would be his funeral, which we played, because like we played his first and last, you know, play his first and last. So it was like, you know, those moments just kind of like, those moments will always be here, you know what I'm saying? Because I've always been a part of his legacy. 1500 has always been a part of his legacy. Mike and Keys will be as well. So, you know, That's just something that you can't rewrite.
Hey man, in closing, I appreciate the time. You and Fred are true definitions of two strong black men that bet on themselves. So keep betting on yourself, man, and be the greatest and the best you can be, man. 100.
Likewise, bro. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Hey, talk about I don't stress out, nigga. Poke my chest out, nigga. Wait on the world, bring the best out, nigga.
That's one of my favorite songs.
Get it right or you get left out, nigga. Man, talk about, dog, when y'all wrote that hook, or who wrote the hook, or you helped them with
Nip wrote that. Nip wrote that. We just did the music, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that whole project we did here in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was literally like we going. So it's 4 rooms in here.
Mm-hmm.
When I first moved in the studio, it was me and Maya got the room.
Mm-hmm.
Because I, partnered with her and did her album and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So
sure.
BJ was in the next one. BJ the Chicago Kid.
Yeah.
Mike and Keys are downstairs, and then Nipsey is like right below me. So that was like the musical dorm. You know what I'm saying? The first year we got in here, everybody was Grammy nominated except Nip, obviously, because he didn't
have an album. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he took that Tip album. He's actually on the Tip album, and I actually remember calling Nip to come to the studio to do the verse on that song. It's called About My Issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why he just didn't get the plaque, because he owned it. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, for whatever reason, I guess he just wanted his own plaque. So he like, man, that's inspiring. Let me have that plaque. And so he took Mike and Keys' plaque and just had it in his old studio.
Sure.
Just sitting there for a minute, and like, it's just crazy that he was on that song on that album, and then like everybody was Grammy nominated. You get me? And then after that, he win his Grammy. Like that. That's why I was like, man, I have to get the plaque for this album. Not only because like we put a lot of work in, because that's my nigga, but like that was literally the victory lap. Like that was the end. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just meant a lot of shit. So yeah, shit was crazy.
I know you slipped the question in the beginning, but is there another album coming out?
What album?
Another Nip album.
Man, you gonna have to ask the powers that be.
I respect that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you, I mean, just to be honest, if you're just saying like, does he have music? Do we have music with him? Absolutely, of course. But we're gonna see what happens.
Got another caller, man.
My nigga, this is dedication. This is anti-hesitation. It's a real nigga celebration.
915. What it do, big homie?
Yo, how can I send this link to like my people, or what should I do?
You want them to come on, or you want them?
Yeah.
You want them? Send them the StreamYard link. You want them to come on and be live with you, right?
No, I just want them to see it.
Okay, I'll send it to you right now. It's the other link that I sent you in your DM.
In my DM, right?
Yeah. That
all right. So if I go to it, then I'm gonna be out this motherfucker though, right?
No, I don't think so.
All right, give me like 15 seconds. All right.
Even if you come out, it's no big deal.
All right, love.
Yeah, you'll come back in. Yeah, man. All right. Now you just went dark, so you Gucci.
All right, cool. I'm Louis, man. I don't, really do the,
Oh, okay. I don't do none of that shit no more, dog. I don't do none of that. Hey, you know what? I'm totally revamping my house, man. Like Black grocery store. I'm not throwing away my Tide, but I got my last bottle of Tide and all that shit. I'm detergent. It's gonna be a year process because
you're gonna have to send me a link.
Okay. To the
no, not that. I'm saying like you're gonna have to send me like a link or a list.
I will.
All the shit
I will.
You going in depth. You said Tide. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to do like it's going to take about a year because you really have to detach yourself away from things that you've been using for 20 and 30 years. So that's like fact. Even this microphone, like, you know what I mean? Like I really got to start thinking like, I can't because I got to take my money out of this system, man, because the reason why is because I have a lot of property here in LA. And so I know, and I'm paying the mortgages and I'm paying the interest rate. That can be a black man's or a black woman's
Facts.
a small business loan. You understand? You know what I mean? I can go that way with it. So I know the importance of funding the bank. So I'm in the process of trying to find a black bank now. You know what I mean? But we got a call, man.
Go to One United.
They keep on putting me on hold, man.
Industrial Bank, Washington D.C. Black owned.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. So this is the assistant pastor of First AME Church. All right.
Not
in real life, but that's his nickname. Everybody got nicknames in here.
Okay, cool. Because I was about to say that he know me.
Oh no, because he got pastor pauses. You gonna find out real quick. Go ahead.
Man, I ain't gonna do no pauses. I ain't gonna do no pause just because you said that. Hey, look, I'll be pausing because I be thinking what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying. I got a stutter, so I gotta think what I'm talking.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Like a real pastor. Got you. Now I see what you're talking about.
Oh, this cat got jokes too.
Oh, man.
Now my dad just a pastor, so I understand. But
what you got for my question is for first of all, what's up, Fred?
Hey, what's up? Go ahead.
Can't come into my house without speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And what's up to the brother? You know, to the guest. I can't remember your name because
MyGuyMars.
What's up, brother?
I'm blessed, man. How about yourself?
Highly favored. Since I'm the AME pastor, highly favored.
Yes, sir.
Nigga, Fred. Get to your question, Fred. Nigga. Go ahead, nigga. Go ahead.
Hey, man. After Nipsey Hussle passed away, man, I heard a lot of people talking about all the stuff he did in the neighborhood and everything that he did for the people and the store that he had put in the hood. And he was giving everybody jobs and giving clothes to the community and all that stuff that he had done. And he was even about to do a program with the police department right before he passed away.
Yep.
To me, it seemed like that he was about to become a civil rights activist and maybe even a civil rights icon. Did it seem that way to y'all in the community before before his demise?
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, he's asking.
I'm just saying in the community.
No, I'm saying, are you asking me? You said, does it seem that way to y'all? I'm saying, is that to me? Or are you asking both of us?
He's asking you. He can ask me tomorrow.
Well, I mean, like, so,
in the community.
So, like, I guess the best way to explain this is like, you know, we all been teenage boys, right? You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, you got your phase where you running out in the streets and, you know, you fucking around, you probably doing shit you ain't supposed to do. And then you grow and you learn and you mature. And, you know what I'm saying? That's when you understand what your destiny is and you walk in that. So I'm saying that to say, like, you know, once Nip always was about the community and his people. It was never not that. It's just the fact that when you have multiple platforms, as well as when you're almost kind of like people try to blacklist you because they don't want to have that gang narrative or whatever that, you know, is a real part of your history. You know, it's harder to push that to the forefront when people don't want that to be the message. You get what I'm saying? It's like he can't say
I don't know what you're saying. I don't know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, he can't say as, you know, the first song, one of the songs that he put out was, you know, coming straight out of Austin. Crazy motherfucking name Nipsey. Turned up because I grew up in the 6. Like, that's not Power 106. Nigga, Power Kiss FM ain't playing that. You know what I'm saying? So that takes away from a lot of your platform where you could say, look, this is my story. You don't even have the opportunity to say, look, this is my story. This is how I grew up, blah, blah, blah. But this is what I'm on. Because even if you look at any of his interviews, he was so insightful and educated always. Like from whatever interview you see. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he always was, you know, ahead of his time. It was just once he had the platform and once he had the, you know, the means and the people behind him, then it was like, okay, let's execute my vision. Now I can really execute what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So like, to answer your question, yeah, I think he was always like that. You know, it's just the fact that the majority of the world, fortunately and unfortunately enough, were able to see it, you know, after he passed. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's still like these people that never knew Nipsey know him now and know what he represents and know what he was doing. So, I mean,
I think it's a bit. Fred,
yes,
says that I've noticed that Fred says that repeatedly. I'm going to give this person their roses a lot, or I want my roses now, or I'm going to give this person their roses now, or whatever. And that's a poignant statement because when somebody passes away or something tragic happens to them, and then all of a sudden now you want to talk about everything that this person meant to the community, that's a shameful sin to the community. It's a shameful sin to the people that this person meant anything to, because this brother could have took all the money he made. He could have got a house in the hills. He could have took, you know, what I'm saying, that beautiful woman and went up in the hills, and he could have lived a high life and just, you know what I'm saying, went to the, you know what I'm saying, the LA games and whatever, and done anything he wanted to do. And then what the average Negro does when they get a little bit of paper and say, I'm out this mug, and just come through, you know what I'm saying, and you come through every now and then and floss and say, look what I got, whatever, y'all ain't got this, and then bounce. But this dude came, you know, this dude laid up in the hood, put a business in there, and you know what I'm saying, and helped everybody out and whatnot, and then tried to make his home better.
Facts.
And that was not nationwide news. You know why? Because it was a black man.
Facts.
Now, if Charlize Theron had done that, like she go out there and adopt a black boy and put him in a dress, see, that makes nationwide news. The fact that she had adopted a black boy, period, makes nationwide news. You know, before she even put him in a dress. You get what I'm saying?
Facts. No, for sure.
I get you.
You know, so the fact that it took for Nipsey Hussle to die, and it didn't have to even be a murder. It could have been natural causes. So that brother should have got his roses beforehand.
Facts.
And I say that because I do a lot of work, and I'm not even going to go into any type of detail like that. I'm just going to say I do a lot of work, and I'll be honest with you. Prior to Nipsey Hussle's death, I never heard of him, and that's a sin and a shame. Because I'm not a rap guy. Well, I'm not a new school rap guy. I'm an old school rap guy, and I'm mostly an R&B dude because I'm 45 years old.
Gotcha.
So his works I should have known. In the circles I travel, his works I should have known, especially with me having family in Cali.
You're right.
And the family I have in Cali, you know what I'm saying? The family I have in Cali is the same family, does the same work, especially in the schools, in the abolitionist movement, in the schools. I should have heard of Nipsey Hussle.
Facts.
Appreciate
you, TB. I'm out, man.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you.
Nah, that's real shit though.
Yeah, no, he's right. In terms of and by the way, my guy Mars, I just want you to know that the most beautiful woman voted in the barbershop is in the chat right now. She said you be giving her that fire.
There it is. I don't know what that means, but
B. Bozeman was voted the most beautiful woman in our barbershop.
Oh, okay, there it is. That's my gal.
Yeah, she said, "What's up?" She said, "What's up?"
That's my gal. I love her. What up, V?
Yeah. What up, V? We appreciate you coming in, man.
Too young for me.
Hang up, nigga.
Yeah, I'm out.
All right, peace.
All right, bro.
Yeah. So, what's your one song that you go to? It don't have to be a Nip song, but just generally speaking, what's that one song you go to when you're on your way to the studio and you got to create, you need a space?
I don't really have like one song that I listen to.
Or do you play instrumentals or anything like that? Or
actually, I do have a favorite song. It's Ocean Views.
Ocean, oh yeah, number one. That's track number one, isn't it?
Yeah, I play that song like
yeah, Ocean Views
every now and again. Yeah, but I try not to listen to like too much of the radio. I don't really listen to the radio unless I listen to like old school or like the dance station. I think it's channel 50 on Sirius XM. It's like a dance like upbeat station. Yeah.
When he made Ocean Views, that's a little bit different. That's a little bit different for Nip. You know what I mean? When I personally, the first time I saw that, so I saw the video on World Star Hip Hop. I believe it premiered on World Star Hip Hop, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And I was like, this is a little bit different for Nip, man. This is a little bit different. You know what I mean?
That nigga was around us, bro. He had real musicians around there. Real music, bro. He loves real music. Like it was just you can't put out the expensive shit first, or not even expensive. How can I say it? Like you can't put out vegetables first. You know what I'm saying? You gotta start with some appetite. Hey, we got some mac and cheese bites. We got some mozzarella sticks. Like we got some buffalo. You know what I'm saying? We got some chicken wings. Everybody loves chicken wings.
Big facts.
Get them in there. You know what I'm saying? Then you let them know how versatile they are. That's what I tell artists. Like Rihanna couldn't just come out with a bitch better have my money. They like, bitch, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like she had to ponder the replay first. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to grow with the artist. So that's what happened with Nip. He came out with the music that represented him and where he was at that time. You know what I'm saying? So when he was in the hood and doing all the shit, that's what you got. You know what I'm saying? As he started maturing and we, kept, hey, nigga, come on, man. You just stay, nigga. You on your shit, nigga. Just stay over here. Just stay over here. Which is hard to tell a nigga that's making money in the hood, but
yeah,
when you mature and start getting your own clothing store, start doing deals with Young and Reckless, you start getting billboards, and then it's like, okay, I'm cool. I don't shoot. I'm about to come do this music shit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. And you talk about growth because, I cut through the avenues because I don't take Slauson because of the potholes and shit like that. So I'm always cutting through. And I can always tell when Nipsey's around because of the energy around the liquor store and shit. And, it just be a lot of people. And I'm like, oh, Nip is there, right? And for real, right? and that energy is just not there anymore. But talk about that growth. I'm talking about that energy that was on 60th and 11th Ave. Is that the street? 60th and 11th Ave in that area, right? And then I see y'all, I went to the BET Awards in 2018. The weekend where he performed right before Nip, right before Meek. I'm not sure who closed.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah. And I said, this nigga got a live fucking band. And because I'm a Game fan, because they're from LA, Nip fan, you know what I mean? And so I've seen these guys grow up, and I said, this nigga got a live band. He's not playing the tracks. I thought, I honestly know, I'm like, that like took me in a loop. Like, he's playing to a live band, like Anthony Hamilton or somebody. Talk about that. Like you say, he's playing with real music and shit, and the evolution to get to that point.
I mean, like I said, like as soon as I was around Nip, because Rance like grew up in Culver City. You know what I'm saying? I went. My dad moved us out of LA in '92, and I grew up in Lancaster. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I like developed all my skill of just because what the fuck else am I gonna do in Lancaster? So I was in the room just on my keyboard every day, you know what I'm saying, figuring it out. So by the time I graduated and got with Rance, like I told you earlier, once he brought me around, it was like Nip was always around musicians and real, even Robin Hood. Robin Hood is, don't let that nigga fool you. That nigga was making all the slaps.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? That nigga was making the slaps, bro. He had all the keyboards, everything. So it was like, that's what made me feel comfortable and know like, oh, niggas really love real music. And then you got Battle Cat, you got Corrupt, you got niggas that are real musical niggas that we grew up listening to. So our palette is a little bit more expensive and musical than the normal nigga that's just, trying to rap and just do some regular shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we was always Nip's band. So like, even like I said, from the first show that he did at House of Blues, he like, hey nigga, hey cuz, I need y'all to, you know what I'm saying? And what's so crazy about that, now that I think about it, is that we had rehearsal, and after the rehearsal, like this was before we had, studios like that and shit like that. We had the studio at La Brea, but I was so just young and just trying to take advantage of the time and shit. Like it was like 3 more hours in the studio. We were like, we got the studio all day. I'm about to make beats. So everybody left, and I had sampled this Michael Jackson song, "Lady of My Life" or whatever, and end up making the beat out of it. Took it to the studio. I sang a hook on it. Nip come to the studio. He like, "Hey, cuz, what's that?" Like, oh, I just did this at the rehearsal. This is what I was working on at the rehearsal. I think my homeboy Point was there too, while I was doing the beat, and he got on the song. Jay Black got on the song. Rance got on the song. Like everybody in the studio got on the song, and we just put it on SoundCloud, and that shit was just epic. But it's so crazy that's like a timestamp for me, like that song, and that's when we did the first House of Blues song. House of Blues show. We put it out like after, but we created that song like right when we was rehearsing. So it was just crazy.
Yeah, man, that shit is fucking amazing. Imagine Tip and Nip moving the people and holding people accountable right now as it relates to our progression towards our finish line and what we want in terms of the struggle that we're in right now.
That was already in the works.
Damn.
That was already in the works with David Gross. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm sure they're still pushing along. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what Nip was on for sure.
What's some of the last things you want to leave us with? I know we done had you for 1 hour and 45 minutes, man. I didn't expect to have you this long, because I figured, I said this nigga probably gonna take a studio break to come out, because I know most productions like to go at night. You know what I mean?
I mean, it depends for me, because like I like to kick it with my son, and he be up to like, we be trying to have him sleep by this time, but sometimes he be up by like until 1 in the morning. So. I'll be trying to catch him, but other than that, I'll be in here anyway.
Yeah.
I'll be doing my beat auctions, IG cookups. I'll be trying to get it.
Bring your artist, man. If you want to bring your artist, man, in the barbershop, you're more than welcome to, man. By the way, you watch boxing, by the way? Who's your favorite fighter?
I don't watch boxing now. I used to, like, growing up and shit. I watch, every now and again, but I wouldn't say Floyd. I would say.
Why you shake your head on Floyd? Why you shake your head?
I don't know. I just wouldn't say him off top. I mean, I would say like
I have my battles with Floyd. And I know him personally, and I have my battles with Floyd. You know what I mean? I need him to put the culture before his selfishness sometimes.
I think that's what it is. More so, it's just like why? You know what I'm saying? Like why you gotta be that nigga? Like I feel like he a coon, but that's another thing. We made a song about that too. If you want to check it out, it's called
a song about who? Floyd?
Just about
being
about niggas like that, and I think just Floyd just happened to be on the cover, but but yeah, you can check that out.
That's all bangs though. That's all fucking bangs.
Fuck nigga, man. We did it right here in the studio for sure.
That shit. Hey, when that shit dropped, dog, that should have put a visual out for that. Should have put a visual out to that.
Man,
that shit would have been classic. You know what I mean? That shit would have been.
Yeah, to answer your question, I mean, shit, I'm gonna have to go with Mike, man. I'm gonna have to go with Iron Mike.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, Mike had his time in the sun. He just never beat a great fighter, man. You know what I mean? I think he's 51-6 or something like that. You know what I mean? He did.
That nigga was the man. He
had us on the edge of our seats. You know what I
mean? Until he bit the man's ear. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like other than that, you know, he was, you know, like I fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with Mike.
Talk about Floyd because you're gonna go boxing viral real quick though in the boxing community.
What you mean? I don't really know.
You don't really know, but talk about making that song. Talk about making Fuck Nigga.
Man, honestly, it wasn't really even no thought into it like that. It was just a coincidence. And like it was crazy because Tip was up here. He was waiting on something. I think I had somebody pulling up for him or something. And he came up here to kick it. He was talking and shit. And and he was outside he was out right here in the lobby on the phone. And Mike and Keys was in the other room, and it right here where I told you BJ was. They were in the other room, and they were just messing with the sample. So while they messing with the sample, we like putting the vocals to the beat just to see like what it's gonna sound like, if it's gonna sound tight. So a lot of times we do that with Nip vocals, or we just like picture what Nip would sound like rapping on the beat. That's how we know if the beat is gonna be, you know what I'm saying? So he took one of Tip's vocals, and just because Tip was here, you know what I'm saying, and like he started messing with it, and like Tip is like hearing himself rapping over some like fire sample. He like, yo, he on the phone, and he like, what is that? like that shit jamming. I was like, he was like, all right. He was like, I'm gonna call you back. So then he went in the room. We got him in the room. He like, hey man, what the fuck? So long story short, he goes in the booth and just starts spazzing. And like, excuse me, me and Tip had a conversation about this before, because I'm a real like producer. Like, I care about the song, but I listen to the beat first all the time.
Gotcha.
And even when I hear rapping, I don't really hear the words unless the words are like jumping out at me. Like I'm listening more so to the. You said how?
No, I said wow.
Oh yeah. I'm listening more so to like the cadence and the melody. So because it's like, I don't know. That's just how I articulate it as a producer, because I know like how songs should be structured, or I have a certain formula. So when I'm listening to songs, it's like, oh, okay, and then I'll go back and listen to it again so I can hear the words, and unless it just jump out.
Sure.
So saying that to say, he's going in the booth just going crazy, and I'm like, yo, nigga, you are spazzing, like nigga, dude, not even knowing like what he's talking, like not even knowing what he's talking about. I'm just like listening to how he's like delivering it in.
Oh.
And then I'm like, oh shit, this shit crazy. So he come out the booth, and he just like, yeah, he like, man, shoot, play it. So they play the shit. And then I'm like listening, I'm like, okay, but I'm not putting two and two together because the shit just happened with Floyd.
Yeah.
Like literally. So I'm like, I'm not even thinking about that. I'm like, man, this song is fire. Like, this is crazy. So, and I'm like, it's true. Like, why would niggas do that? And then I played it for my homeboy, Nick Grant. And he was like, oh my God, he killed this nigga. And I was like, what you mean? He like, nigga, he killed Floyd. And I'm like, what? And so I listened to it again, and I'm like, oh my God, like it just clicked. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh my God, like it made it more crazy for me. I'm like, nigga, let's go. So I call Tip, like, this is what we doing? He's like, what you mean? What you mean? He like, man, I mean, you know, I ain't really putting no thought into it. It's just, you know, it's just I'm just expressing how, you know. So nigga, when they called me the next day, like, all right, Tip trying to put the song out. What's the information to write? And they sent me the cover art. I was like, oh my gosh, man. So yeah,
that's the song out 48 hours. Y'all put that shit out in 48 hours,
something like that. I think it might have even been like a day.
Damn,
it might have been like the next day. So I was like, and that's what was crazy. I'm like, I didn't even know you could do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That nigga pulled some strings. Like, no, this needs to come out tonight.
And you know what's funny about all that shit is that back and forth. I think Floyd in his quiet moments, he's more holding himself accountable. You know what I mean? Because I think, like, I'm not sure if you paying attention because I'm in boxing, so I see all the stories and stuff that's coming out. But he paid for Floyd's funeral and stuff like that, and the types of conversations he's been having. I think it's been holding him accountable. You know, he's older. He can't step in the ring. He doesn't grab that much attention as he did. You know, I think now he understands. I don't know if he understands, but it seems like
because I was saying, that man got too much shit. I ain't trying to hear that man got a gang of too much.
Sure.
Too much shit, bro, where you can feed a country or some crazy, you know what I'm saying? You can do, man. So that's why I just be like, I don't really, you know, I don't never talk about no other man, you know what I'm saying? I just let it be what it is.
You like Deontay Wilder?
Who is that? A fighter?
Yeah, the fighter. You never heard of him yet? Haven't heard of him?
I think I heard that
name. To this day.
That's what I'm saying. I don't really be.
Okay.
I ain't really into it like that, but shit, man. I know you put me on the cold motherfuckers and know who to watch out for.
Yeah. So, but man, I just want to tell people how this came about, man. I was chilling at the Juneteenth event, and you know, my guy Mars is a celebrity, and I was like, you know what?
I'm definitely not a celebrity.
Yeah, you are, nigga. Yeah, you are, nigga.
Nigga, I was chilling. I was by myself.
Yeah, no, I know that. But what I'm saying is, you
with my DJ, right?
Yeah, you were like you that nigga for real. Like for real. I'm not. Everybody know I don't kiss ass. I just say straight, call it straight. And I'm just, well, in my hood, you that nigga. You know what I mean?
All right, cool. I take it, bro. I appreciate it.
DJ Quest, DJ Quest is amazing. Yeah, y'all like I admire people who like value the community. You know, congratulations, y'all got an award in the city and stuff like that, and all that. Man, for real, like,
yes, sir.
Nip, you, DJ Quest, it goes on and on and on, and y'all deserve it, man. And so I literally just asked him. He said, DM me. Cool. You know what I mean? We got it done. And I just want to say thank you for trusting a stranger, man. A complete stranger, even though I felt like I've known you for years, but you know.
No, it's all good. I mean, I looked your shit up, you know what I'm saying? I don't just do anything. I looked it up and seen what the fuck is going on. I'm like, okay, you got some of my people on there. All right.
I appreciate it. Yeah. V Bozeman. Yeah, I was in V Bozeman was voted the most beautiful woman in the barbershop.
Man, she should be.
Yeah. Yeah. Is she gorgeous? Isn't she gorgeous? You know what I mean? But yeah. Any last words, man, for the people? And come back anytime, dog. Anytime. You're always welcome to come back, man. We here Sunday to Thursday, man.
Yes, sir. Just let me know.
Yeah.
Just let me know. Nah, man. Just, you know, follow your dreams. You know what I'm saying? Y'all stay true.
Cheryl Terry is, you know, Brandy Jackson and Cheryl Terry, right?
Yeah. My board members. Shout out to my board members. They in the building for sure.
That's what's up.
But yeah, just stay true, man, and you know, stay true, stay you. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you, big homie.
Yes, sir.
The one and only, man. My guy Mars, man. Platinum, Grammy, community leader. We appreciate you, dog, man. And thank you for coming into the barbershop.
Love. I appreciate you,
with us still, for sure.
It's all good. Love. Anytime.
Appreciate you, King. Yeah. My guy Mars, man. Appreciate you, Cheryl. Appreciate you, Brandy. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and come back tomorrow. What we talking about tomorrow? Can we fall in love with two people at the same time? And then Wednesday, we got Minister Tony Muhammad coming in, gonna respond to Minister Farrakhan's speech on Saturday, man. I just want to thank everybody for coming in, man. This show was fucking amazing, dog. Yeah, man. I didn't miss the super chat. No, I didn't. I posted it. Man, TB, you better stay awake, Terry. I posted your super chat 45 minutes ago, dog. It was up there for like a minute, man. Go watch the replay. LDVC Bomb Squad all day, every day to this day. TB, how I'm gonna miss your super chat, dog? You family, dog. You family. You know what I mean? Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Brandy. Come back, man. We need your input for tomorrow's show. You know, we got a beautiful co-host by the name of Patty Dean, and she's gonna come into the barbershop and we're gonna have this great conversation tomorrow night. So make sure you guys come back, man. And DB, where you at, big homie? DB. Appreciate Mars coming through, man. Yeah, he a legend, dog. Fuck the bullshit, dog, man. Man, stop being afraid to give these motherfuckers superlatives and the titles that they deserve, man. The nigga is a legend, dog. 1,500 or nothing. Them niggas, man. You know what I mean? I remember hearing snippets of them, you know what I mean? And then I knew them because of Nip, you know what I mean? And it got bigger and bigger and better and better. And hey, what's up? You called me by accident. So yeah, DB, where you at, big homie? Call in. What's poppin', DB?
My nigga, this is
dedication. This is anti-hesitation. It's a real nigga celebration. Man, Nip was that nigga in real fucking life, man. What's poppin'?
Man, that shit was great, man. I love listening to these brothers, man. Like, I know sometimes we take the word genius and we throw the word genius
all
around.
Them niggas in 1,500 are geniuses, dog. All of them are fucking great. Go ahead. Say what you're gonna say. I'm just getting excited. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's good because you're supposed to. You know, you're supposed to jump in with that. But you got to think about it, right? So I always use this kind of analogy. Like, how often do you walk outside and see a midget? Literally, like how many days passes by until you actually see a dwarf or a midget?
Not often.
How many days pass by where you actually see a giant? I mean, 7 foot or taller.
Not often.
How often do you see an albino?
Man, Dick Gregory said they don't exist after high school.
You understand? So like when we meet dudes like this dude is like one of those 1 in a million kind of people.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
For real.
Because if it was easy, we'd all be doing it. Like to do that, you don't have to be super tall. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to be super fast. You don't have to be NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like that hand-eye coordination, precision. You don't need that. You just got to be a regular person, but with a crazy ass work ethic. You know what I mean? And have a gift for something and just like that kind of mastery. You know what I'm saying? It's so you are a genius. You know what I mean? More than just a master, right? Like you are extraordinary. There we go. Extraordinary.
And, facts.
Yeah. And when you have the population, like a massive group of people who take their work, and not just for one person, because, you know, like, for example, let's look at Phil Jackson, for example, right? Phil Jackson was considered to be a great coach because he had Michael and Scotty, and they had, you know, Ron Harper and all these great players around him. But then Phil proved his greatness when he came into Los Angeles with a 17, 18-year-old kid that Dale Harris didn't want to give a chance to, and ultimately ended up, well, I mean, he did have 2 of the GOATs, right? Or the 2 GOATs. So, but he proved that he could do it with other people, you know? And the same thing with Mars, man. You know, he from Bruno Mars to Nip to Kales to, you know, all the people that he worked with, proved time and time again that he can put out hits. So yeah, man, that's a good brother to have as a part of our community, especially when he's from SoCal, you know what I'm saying? Representing LA, Lancaster, and all of that.
Facts.
Yeah, that's good, man. And Fred, you do a great job of getting the questions. And I know sometimes you get like me. You have a question in your head that you probably didn't write down, but you think of something else, so you ask two questions at one time.
Yeah. I'll be trying to turn 7 to a 14 to a whole thing. You know what I mean? Shout out to Nip, man. Double up. By the way, Mars did that shit too. So yeah, man.
Yeah. Maybe answering a question and you start shooting the third and fourth question, like, damn. But I know what you're trying to do, you know what I'm saying? So we got my brother Terrence Bailey Sr. And since he got the pauses and he goes slow, you make up for it by going double time.
Oh God.
Even things out.
Reg want me to tell the story.
Reg said what?
Fred, he want me to tell the story. Reg want me to tell the story about the Golden Boy dude.
Oh yeah, I was getting ready to get to that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Go ahead.
That's why I didn't call in. I wanted everybody to get their chance to talk and to do their thing and to meet with the guests, you know what I'm saying? So nobody won't be like, DB hogging up the time. I didn't get, you know what I'm saying? So everybody got 2 hours to do their thing, and now I'm going to just get 3 minutes to ask a few. But yeah, me and Reggie, we stay on the same wavelength.
Okay.
So first question is, so you were out there at Home Depot shopping for some toilets and you found some shit.
Yeah, facts. Big facts.
Were you solo?
Yeah, I was solo. I was by myself. Okay. and I asked a random person to hold the phone. I didn't know who I said, "Can you hold the phone?" And they was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Hold the phone," because I was getting anxious and shit. I said, "Oh, because you got to keep in mind. First, I want to say this. I pulled up on Oscar. I pulled up on the editor, the chief editor from Ring Magazine, and I pulled up on him. So I've done my job. Now it's up to the fighters to do their job. I've done my job. If they respond, they have to respond. But now they're on public record. They're gonna be publicly humiliated. And this is gonna be the reference that black fighters use as it pertains to Golden Boy. I did my job. Now, I'm in the shit. You know, like the toilet area and all that shit, right? In the back of Home Depot and shit. And I see him walking. And I said, holy shit, it's Rodrigo. I forgot his name because I ain't said it so long. I thought his name was Rodrigo, you know? And I'm like, I gotta get this motherfucker. And so I see where he was going. And then I see this random person. I was like, hey, do me a favor. I set it up. I hit the record button. I said, hit record. Push this button right here. And I'm just going, and I need you to follow it and just follow me. You know what I mean? Because I need this to be documented. And they documented and I just simply asked them. I wasn't into like I didn't threaten the man or nothing like that or anything like that. I just wanted to let him know he's too old. You know what I mean? He's definitely too old. He's out of my league. You know what I mean? I'm more of like in the Kenny Porter range. You know what I mean? That's kind of, if niggas don't like, I wouldn't sneak up on him. You know what I mean? Like Kenny Porter did me and shit. You know, but I just wanted him to know. See, when you call when you call a black man a nigga in the comfort of your own home, be comfortable. You understand? Comfortable, man. Oh yeah, he's that nigga. He's a piece of shit. He's this. He's that. He's this. But when you gotta look the man in the eye and use it, it's gonna make you feel a wee bit uncomfortable. And I don't care how people receive it at all. I'm not interested in how people receive this message. I'm unapologetic. I know what I'm doing. I'm a grown ass man. I believe in myself. I bet on myself, and I make my own money, and I have my own time. So everybody's mad, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it because my algorithms are going. And guess what? The next time it happens, it's going to reach a big audience. And then it's going to reach a big audience. And it's going to reach a big audience. So I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I can give two shits. They didn't give two shits when they was exchanging emails about calling Al Heyman the Black Hitler and nigga this and nigga that, because he responded to the email. So that's acceptable. You understand? People always get mad at the reaction and not the action. So guess what you're going to do? I'm going to enjoy you guys reacting to my reaction. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, this man is the criminal. This man is the criminal. Romero something. He's the criminal, and he needs to be held accountable. Niggas get mad for not holding people accountable. That's the name of the game, accountability. You know what I mean? I flew all the listen. I used my own money to go to the. Remember, I had the option that weekend. Listen to me carefully. To go to Toronto. Listen to me. To go to Toronto for the it was a draw. Adonis Stevenson versus the kid from Mayweather Promotions. What's his name?
Javante?
No, the light heavyweight. The light Badu Jack. Oh. It was that weekend. I had a chance to go to motherfucking Canada, Toronto, T-Dot. I don't know if you ever been on Bay Street in Toronto. Let me tell you. It's similar to New Orleans. You know what I mean? So I had the option to go to Gary Russell versus Diaz. Forget the kid's name, Diaz, or go to Toronto. And I chose to go to because he was the #1 ranked guy at Golden Boy. So you know what I did? I went to DC by myself. You understand what I'm saying? And I held him and I held Golden Boy accountable. I caught up with Oscar. You guys saw the video. I caught up with Oscar and I said what I asked him about the emails. Period. Point blank. You know what I mean? I don't give a listen, you guys got to understand something. And I don't care how Mexicans get mad. It's not, I'm not here for them. I'm not here for people who don't like me. Not here for it. Not here. I don't give a fuck. Get mad. Call me. You can call me a mayate. You can call me a nigga. I'm not here for you. Not here for you at all. 0%. I don't give, man. When I say I don't give 2 fucks, don't give 2 fucks because you never liked me anyway. You know what I mean? And I stand on that. So I walked up to Romero and I said, how about those emails? And he pretended he didn't know me. He knows me perfectly. You know why he knows me? Because they lie about the times in the gym about when they working out at my gym at Westside Boxing. He knows me on first name basis. He knows what I look like. He knows who the hell I am. So I walked up to him because I knew he knew me. You know what I mean? I tapped him on the shoulder. I didn't threaten him. I'm not going to threaten a 55, 60-year-old man. I know my limits. You know what I mean? I know how that can be perceived. But I'm going to tell you one thing. You call a black man a nigga, and I say I'm going to do something about it, I'm going to do something about it. Fucking period, point blank, end of discussion. I don't give a fuck if you 6'5" like Andre Ward or if you 65 like Romero. I'm going to stand my ground. And that's just who I am. Nothing's going to change me from being me. When I had $10 in the bank or when I got $10 million in the bank, nothing changes me. Nothing is going to change me. I'm going to stand on my square and I'm going to believe in it. Period. Point blank. And I'm glad I did it. And guess what? If I see him tomorrow, guess what Frederick's going to do again? I'm going to publicly embarrass him again because you know what he did? He publicly embarrassed every fucking fighter, every fucking black person in boxing. You understand what I'm saying? It's not about Al Heyman. Al is not, I don't give a fuck about Al Heyman. I personally don't. Al Heyman ain't did shit for me. He ain't give me no check, but I'm a black man. Period. Point blank. And that's the end of it. And that's what I stand and that's what I believe on. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck if I fuck a white woman, if I fuck a Mexican woman, if I fuck a Asian woman, or if I fuck a black woman. I'm still a black man regardless. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a black man. I'm going to live a black man and I'm going to die a black man. And I stand on that. Period. I don't give a fuck. And that's how I'm raising my son. I'm raising my son to be fearless. You understand? And that's the bottom line. And I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did it. And I will gladly do it again and again and again to the point where you say, Fred, you need to stop. No, nigga, because they ain't answered the emails. Nah. It's like the NFL saying, singing the Black National Anthem and Colin Kaepernick don't have a job. Come on, y'all. Stop hustling backwards. So Louisville creates a law, but don't arrest the men that murdered Breonna Taylor. Come on, man. I'm not hustling backwards. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't stress out, nigga. I poke my chest out, nigga. Wait on the world, bring the best out, nigga. You get it right or you get left out, nigga. You know what I mean? Shit. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm at. And then the nigga come chasing me down. And that's why because my camera was cut off, and I had to give and I had coincidentally, me and the person was just talking, and I said, here, you got to record this shit again. You know what I mean?
Okay, the same person.
Yeah, the same person. Yeah, the same person. Because they wanted to know what happened. Like, what the hell is this going on? And I was like, yeah, nah, don't worry about it. It's just some bullshit from boxing and this. And they said, oh, you into boxing? And then they asked me if they end up asking me a question about boxing. I forget who it was about. I wasn't really in that space. And then they actually told me that, oh, he's coming back. And this is how I knew. See, this is the bullshit. This is the bullshit, the real bullshit. The nigga said, oh, I know you know about plumbing. I don't know if y'all got that shit, if that shit was on. I know you know about plumbing. The nigga know I own up to 20 buildings. You know why the nigga know I own up to 20 buildings? See, what they not gonna tell you is I've rented 2 units to Golden Boy fighters. 2 out of my gym. Out of my gym. And discounted they rent. And discounted they rent. They ain't gonna tell you that shit. Didn't pay a security deposit. They didn't pay a security. They ain't gonna mention that shit. They ain't gonna mention that shit at all. They ain't gonna mention that shit that I donate to all the fighters in my gym. I'm not saying it's an astronomical number, but because I have a personal relationship with them, I don't give a fuck if they go with Golden Boy. It's like you. It's like you, DB. If we're friends, so it doesn't matter if I'm still going to support you. If you were a fighter and you signed the Golden Boy, I'm still going to support you. You understand what I'm saying? It's just, that's just what friends are. Whether it's publicly, I've never made that public in my life. You know what I mean? But every fighter in that gym, I support them financially. At least $100 every time. Every fight, not just one fight, and they fight every month, every 2 months, multiple fighters. People don't want to talk about that shit. You understand what I'm saying? So now, they're gonna perceive me as a Mexican hater. If that's what inspires you to keep on coming back, keep on coming back. And I'm not changing my message. Don't anticipate an apology from me or me softening the message. Now, fuck you. Period. I'm gonna keep on doing me, and that's why I am great. That's why I am fucking great. I don't give a fuck, because what's gonna happen is Romero is going to go back and tell the people at Westside, but what Westside not going to say is, he donates to all the fighters in the gym. They ain't going to say that. They ain't going to say, oh, Fred rented a 2-bedroom apartment for 1-bedroom rent with no security deposit. They ain't going to tell you that shit. You see what I'm saying? Oh, Fred. So that's the God honest truth. If I'm lying, strike me dead. I am a real life philanthropist. In real life, God has blessed me, and I intend on being a blessing to others to the day I die, and so will my son, and so will my daughter. Period. I don't give a fuck. We have an obligation to do so. I don't give a fuck the color of your skin. If you family, you family. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, I'm still a black man, and I don't give a fuck if you my best friend, you Mexican, you call me a nigga, I'm gonna check you. I don't give a fuck who you are. And Romero crossed the fucking line. People know in my gym, I don't play that shit. Everybody know I love you. We can do whatever we want. We can hang out. We can do whatever we want. But I'm still a black man at the end of the day, and I wave that flag proudly. I don't waver at all, DB, and I will never waver. I don't give a fuck if you can whoop my ass. I've already been beat up before. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. You're not going to want to fight me again. You don't want to fight for 10 minutes in the street. You don't want to fight for 15 minutes in the street. Who the fuck want to do that? You don't want that. You know what I mean? So, and that's the fact. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just the reality. I fear nothing. I'm trying to explain to you. I fear nothing. Nothing on earth intimidates me. I don't give a fuck if you're Oscar De La Hoya. Y'all saw the video. I'm 6 inches away from Oscar De La Hoya. You saw Andre Ward. You know what I mean? And I mean, you saw Eddie Hearn. I spent $1,500 just to do that interview because the nigga pissed me off. I spent $1,500 just to go do that interview. Take time away from my family. That's it. I don't care if a nigga can beat me up. If you can beat me up, I'm coming back. And I'm not coming back by myself. Period.
I'm making the ride.
My help is always a phone call away. My help is always a phone call away. Everybody knows, man. If you in LA, you know, Fred got backup upon backup upon backup. I mean, it's not, but I that's not where I'm going with it. The point I'm making is nothing is going to stop me from standing on my square. Nothing. You know what I mean? Nothing's going to stop me. Nothing. Yeah. And that's just what I stand on. I don't mind if y'all want to talk about it for a couple minutes. Stay on, DB. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't.
So go ahead. The person that was holding the phone, was it a female or male?
Yeah, it was a female. It was a female. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And just for the people in LA, for Jarvis Ridge, for the people that know, which depot? You at the Western depot?
No, Fairfax.
Oh, okay. So you was on the other side. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So little Ethiopia side. Oh no, you was down by your house.
Yeah, I'm over the hill. Yeah,
okay.
Right on top of the hill.
Right.
Yeah, right on top of the hill. So yeah, man, and that's.
So he pulled out his phone as if that was gonna scare you.
No, I want him to record it. I think it's important that he does record it. It's important that Oscar sees this. It's important that Roberto Diaz, whatever, Roberto Gomez. I don't get their names confused. They look alike to me. You know,
Mauricio Suleiman's cousin.
Mauricio Suleiman's, because I want them all to get. And guess what I'm gonna do to Mauricio Suleiman at the next fight? I'm pulling up on his ass too. All of them. Period.
Yeah.
All of them.
Home Depot Debo. That's what Hustler Slam say.
Home Depot Debo. Man, I'm not. Listen, man. You know, I mean, I had no intentions of putting a hand on that guy. And I wanted to make that very, very clear in my energy. You know what I mean? I wanted to make it very clear in my energy. And I'm comfortable with how people interpret it. I saw 1 or 2 comments, you know what I mean? And I just deleted them and shit. But I'm welcome to it. You know what I mean? I'm welcome to it. You know, so and I'm raising my son behind me. I'm raising my son behind me to be fearless. Oh, I gotta open up a new line. Hold on. Yeah, I gotta I'm raising that young man behind me to be fearless. You know what I mean?
He saw whatever his name was, he saw Leo Santa Cruz's father pull the I didn't know who the guy was.
Yeah, he know it, man. He knows me on first name basis.
Right. So he was like, let me try this strategy and see if this will work. Maybe I can get this dude up off of me.
Yeah. Yeah. So and I'm always gonna stand on my square. Always. I'm never gonna change. What's up, Ant? You done with the iPad? No.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm still doing the show. Okay, thank you. What's up, man? Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I'll say briefly, man, that the words that you're saying right now are very, very potent. You understand what I'm saying? Extremely potent. I would like everybody to understand what Fred was doing is something that all of us need to take into, you know what I'm saying? Just take into mind and understand that when you truly believe in something, you have to stand on what you say. Otherwise, you're a coward. And Fred wasn't no coward. Everything he say on here, he's not one of these people who's, you know, throwing rocks and hiding their hands. You understand what I'm saying? Throwing rocks at the window, then you hide behind a bush. He ain't doing that. He's like, look, you is some fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? You violated code for any human being. You know somebody's been going through something for 400 years. The last thing you do is throw gasoline on the fire and say the N-word. Know what you're doing when you do it. There's no excuse for Justin Bieber when he was 12 or 13. I saw so many black people saying, oh, he has to learn. He has to have growing pains. You know, when he said, run, nigga, run, like, he meant that shit. Like when you say it over and over and over, I'm gonna fuck it. Like, I remember being 13, 14. You're confident enough to know what you're doing. You understand what I'm saying? So that didn't just change overnight is what I'm trying to say. And even with this situation with these Mexican people, man, they even worse than white people. But no, nobody want to talk about that because remember, everybody do the whole, you know, brown pride, black love in the set because they heard Tupac say. Tupac is special and he did say that, but it's a whole bunch that do not like us. And this just, I see it in the comment sections. I saw it in your comment section on your Instagram. I wanted to bring up to you, Fred. I was going to bring it up to you in private, but fuck it. I'm going to say it right now. I even G-checked him in his inbox and I'm going to send you what I sent. Dude was talking about, yeah, you need to watch how you talk about Oscar. Don't say don't make threats that you can't promise. He said something like that. And I was like, oh, really? So I hopped right in his inbox and dude didn't reply yet, but I'm still going to send you what I sent, a screenshot and send you what I sent him, because he was talking crazy. And then he do got a whole bunch of guns on his page too, talking about how tough he is and he ready for if a revolution go down and stuff. Man, get your soft ass out. Like, people who post their guns on it, them be the softest ones to me, man. You know what I'm saying? You lost if you posting all that shit to me. You know what I'm saying? Because when it's time to go down and do something, you need to be quiet and silent. Remember, ninjas win. I'm talking about like people who do stuff in, you know what I'm saying, the shadows and shit, and you get shit popping in the shadows. Those people that get shit done. You're doing everything out in the open. Everybody can see your gameplay, can see your attack. But what you did with dude, that was special for us to see. Because when I saw it on my thing, I'm like, did Fred just G-check somebody? So, you know, I cooked that motherfucker so fast, almost broke the damn button. Click that shit so fast. Man, it was, man, bro, you let dude. Man, dude was stumbling on his word. He looked like he's about to cry. And people say, oh, he's an old man. It don't matter. You can be 90. If you don't hear a black person trying to correct you and help you in the email, you can't get mad when somebody meets you face to face. So my last thing I wanted to bring up too, when you saw him, like, what feeling did you have? Like, I mean, because I know you were like, am I dreaming? Is this motherfucker really in front of you? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a lion with fresh steak meat right in front of him, and the lion ain't ate in a week. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what was you thinking, Fred? Like, what was going through your mind?
Oh man, I got excited. Excited, man. I said, I got to get to this nigga. Like, I got to get to this nigga, and I'm by myself, so I'm like, oh shit. But I had to keep my eye on him. You know what I mean? But so I'm trying to find somebody that looks trustable. You know what I mean? Trustable, like trustworthy. You know what I mean? Like I'm like looking and shit. I'm like looking up and down, left, right, and shit. You know, I'm in there looking because I'm doing a remodel and shit right around the corner. Right, you know, so I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, and I found somebody. You know what I mean? And she was cool about it. You know what I mean? And that was it. But I got excited like a mom, like, oh my God. Don't you know Golden Boy has protected? No, when I say they have protected him from me, my gym has protected him from me. Oh my God, dog. Like, so much, dog. Like, for real. You know what I mean?
And you would think your gym would fuck with you, because Fred, you've been there for how many? What, 4 years now? I mean,
but they've been with him longer though. But that's their. I'm not giving them an out. But that's their money maker. You know what I mean? Golden Boy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I pay them. You know what I mean? I pay them my monthly fees, and you know what I mean? So to compare the two makes no sense, you know? And but you know what I mean? So that's it. So that's what I stand on. You know what I mean? And if it was Big Baby who called Deontay Wilder a nigga, I did the same thing to Big Baby Miller in the Fox Hills Mall. Oh, the nigga will tell you. I pulled up on a nigga. Yes.
It's all about principles at the end of the day. I mean, that's what people don't understand. It's just about principle. You understand what I'm saying? Like, stand on your principle. Yeah, that's all.
I said big. I mean, I talked to him like a black man, but I held my ground. You know what I mean? I'm like, nigga, that shit you said about Deontay Wilder, that shit is weak, dog. That shit is corny. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dog. You know what I mean? He'll tell you. You know what I mean? Like, for real. I know Big Baby could whoop my ass twice on Sunday and 3 times on Monday. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's just real. I'm just being candid. I couldn't believe I saw that nigga in the Fox Hills Mall. That's how I got his phone number. That's how I really got his phone number. And we exchanged numbers. And he texted me in the Fox Hills Mall. And
but you want to know why he didn't act like a hoe with you though? Because it's the way that you like you brung that. Remember, it don't matter if you was 5 foot tall, Fred. You brung, it's called grown man energy. And it's something that a lot of us are not taught, that didn't come from like, you know, our generation or even the past generation. You know, like a lot of people aren't taught how to be a grown ass man. Usually if you come to another grown ass man the right way, 9 times out of 10 they ain't gonna act like a hoe. But of course, if they a hoe, they gonna expose themselves and yell and scream and try to get people to watch and go, ooh, and what's going on? You know, but he didn't do that because he was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Fred being logical, you know what I'm saying? He being reasonable. I see what's up. But you still checked him, and it was in a respectful way. So I just want that message to be clear to the black men in the chat that may be, you know, below the age of 25 and still want to be rah, 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 rah. You don't necessarily have to bark and be rah, rah, but just understand that, stand on your principle and check people when they need to be checked, you know what I'm saying, accordingly. And there's a way of about going, you know what I'm saying, about doing it. And last but not least, man, I want to touch on, because, you know, a lot of us are LA based. Some type of elote, man, and people keep talking about. I saw Fernando Vargas' sons posting it, talking about the black dudes that's doing this. You better stop, because, you know, you don't want to race war or something. I'm saying, saw JoJo Diaz talking. I saw a whole bunch of people just chatting about it. I just wanted to know what, you know what I'm saying, what's your stance on how they keep trying to stir up a Mexican and black thing that's supposed to be going down in LA, because people are like tired. They saying, we're tired of you banging on our innocent Mexican men that are selling churros and wham whams and carne asada or whatever they selling in they elote trucks and shit. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. What's going on, because it's LA based.
You know, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I ain't got time to think about nothing else.
That's what I like to hear.
I ain't got time to think about.
I
ain't got time to think about nothing else but our finish line. Period. I'm not implying I don't care, and I'm not filibustering. I'm not softening my. I ain't got nothing else but to think about but the plight of the black man in this society right now. I ain't got time to think about it. I'm not getting distracted, dog. I'm not getting off my pillar. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all niggas for real. I could have bought a mansion for $1.7 million in Calabasas. I bought a $600,000 home in 9004. It's worth over $1 million now, but at the time it was worth $600,000. That's I was intentional about that shit. Mark Jackson, The Game, Drake, the Kardashians, all them motherfuckers could have been my neighbors or around the corner from me. I chose not to. I intentionally live in 90043 on purpose. And I'm not saying all this shit to brag. You need to understand what I stand for. I don't have time to fight outside of what I'm supposed to be fighting for right now. I don't have time. You know what I mean? I really don't have time. Y'all do what y'all want to do and meet me there. If that's an issue for you, fight that battle. Meet me there. But I've been a black man.
Oh, no, that ain't my bet. No.
I know that. No. I'm not saying you.
Right,
I'm not saying you.
No, I'm listening to you though. No, I'm listening to you though.
I'm listen. Everything is on my recognizance. You know what I mean? I'm not wavering on this. I ain't got time to worry about that. If you got an opinion about it, see, the ignorant people is gonna make it a race war. They so ignorant, making it a race war. You know what I mean? The bigger issue is, why are we still at the bottom of the totem pole? Why are Mexicans believe that they're better than black people when black people do them dirty? We're all redline. Don't they know? Don't Latinos know that they're a second-tier gene of black people?
Thank you.
They don't understand that shit. You're fucking black. Don't you know what the Tower of Babel is? That's why you don't speak fucking. That's why we got different dialects. You understand what the fuck I'm saying? If you're a Christian, you know what the Tower of Babel is? Man, we're not gonna turn this into a fight, because I don't want real rap calling talking about the Treaty of 1976 and 1461. Right. We ain't going down that route. We ain't going down that route. Right. But the point I'm making is, Latinos, understand this. You are a second level gene of the black people. Okay? Period. Get it through your fucking head. Okay? You accept that, you'll be better for it. Okay? I'm not discrediting your culture. Your culture is your culture, but your bloodline is your bloodline. You understand what I'm saying? Your bloodline is your bloodline. You know what I mean? So that's and that's the truth.
Right. And then closing before I get up off here, I just wanted to mention this too for all the Latinos that may be listening and everything. They may be uneducated. I'll make it real quick. 1960s, Dr. King didn't just fight for black folks. Guess what? When when them bills got passed, on them civil rights bills, guess what? It helped more Asians come over here that couldn't come over here first. And it definitely helped more Mexicans come over here that was dying to come over, because in Mexico, let's keep it real. The reason why y'all coming over here, because you couldn't you gonna say you couldn't get shit popping in your own country. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't want to hear that. It's the truth. You failed. Mm-hmm. And when you fail, what do you have to do? You can't keep doing the same thing over again. What do? you lost. So you try to go to a place where you can win. America, like Muhammad Ali said, the land of milk and honey. So you come here and you try to get your milk and honey. Well, guess what? You got to get your milk and, or even the opportunity. Remember, it's an opportunity. You got to participate in the opportunity because of the civil rights, because of people like Dr. King, because of your Malcolm X's. You got to come over here. So put some respect on black men's name and black women's name when you come. Don't start trying to turn this shit around and act like you better than us, or because you have lighter skin, or I don't know, whatever the fuck y'all have, the superiority complex. Get the fuck off that shit, and good night.
Appreciate you. You still there, DB? Yeah, DB still here. He on mute right now. Yeah, man. It's just I'm not budging.
Still here.
Like, I'm not budging. That shit.
I'm still here.
Man, I love this shit, man. I live for moments like this. I live for moments like this, dog. Live for them. Live for them. LIVE. Live for them. Live for them. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, you take a back step on a motherfucker that hates you, he gonna bring someone else with him. You step forward, he gonna run. Trust me. These are stone cold facts. Stone cold fact. What's up, 305? What's up?
Fred, what's happening, man?
What's popping, dog?
Hey, look here, Fred. I just want to say from everybody who worked overnight, man, we appreciate you. We look forward to you.
Thank you.
I know you probably don't hear that enough, but we look forward to you. As far as the conversation y'all having, I think it's a conversation that needs to be had a little bit more often, because a lot of times what happens is people will get on the internet, they say whatever. They'll talk about other people's situations. They'll talk about LeBron James, whoever the person is. That's what they'll talk about. But when they have opportunity themselves to go in these jobs and speak up for themselves, they're quiet. They won't say anything. And a lot of that mentality, I mean, it could be from a whole bunch of plethora of things, but I just think a lot of it has to do with the lack of financial independence. People just scared that they're going to lose a little bit, whatever they got, they're holding on to it. They hold on to it. And the problem is that we think so small sometimes that little bit that you hold on to is keeping you from where you need to get to. A lot of times I think, because I work in a corporate job, I'm not going to say the job because it just ain't really about me, but I am on the other end of it with the labor part of it, where I do the shop steward part, where I'm helping hourlies with management. Now, a lot of times I help people that get themselves in trouble with something, and then the rules will be what the rules are.
Sure.
And the manager will be lying. I'll tell them the manager is lying. They'll agree to it. They'll walk out the room, then they'll come back. They'll come back a day later or 2 days later and go tell the manager, but you know that wasn't me, that was him. Because they don't want to make them mad. So I just think that what you're doing and what you're saying, the points that have been driven home, I think a lot of that people just need to apply that to themselves. Because it's what you're doing is not, it's a rarity, especially in the corporate foundation. You'll see people where, like I say, they tie themselves to their job and that's all they want to know. And they just so scared that they're going to get wrapped up in that situation.
Gotcha.
Well, I'm going to fall back, Fred. I got one question for you. Please. What do you think about Deontay Wilder himself? If he when he wins the belt back, that he take that belt, throw it in the trash, and never fight again for the WBC?
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
That's my feeling on it. I mean, that's my feeling on it from my heart, from everything that's been said already about that, and everything that's already been popping. Because he don't need that belt. That belt is just a symbol. And black people got too many symbols. We don't need no damn symbol. We know what it is. And we know who he is. And we'll pay if he don't matter who he fight. We're going to pay to watch it.
Yeah, we're going to stand right. Yeah, we're gonna fuck with that nigga till the wheels fall off.
Exactly. Because
he's our champion.
We don't got too many people that's real like him.
He's our champion. And that's it.
He's our champion. That's right. We got to protect him no matter what. And between you, the LDBC, y'all, whoever he fight, we gonna rock out. We gonna pay for them fights. Because I don't pay for fights much, but when he fight, I'm paying for him. Point blank.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I'm with it. We all gonna pay for it. We all gonna support him.
Yeah, that's why I say he get that belt, throw that shit in the trash. Right as soon as they give it to him, you need to have a trash can right there, bottom of the ring, and throw that shit in the trash.
Wouldn't that be nice?
What? Push back.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Fall back. Good to talk to you as usual, Fred. Keep your show pushing, man. We appreciate it out here.
All the time, dog. That's love. Thank you. Yeah, DB. Yeah, don't forget, man. what you laughing at?
Oh, man.
Oh, someone in the
you
chat.
Said what?
No, I was gonna say, don't forget tomorrow. We got Patty Dean. We doing your topic. See how this show is interactive. 24 hours ago, DB said we need to do a show on this, and in 24 hours, we talking about a show that he inspired. So you know what I mean? I told you we all producers in this show. You know, and then Wednesday, fasten your seatbelts. Fasten your fucking seatbelts. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Fasten your seatbelts. That fucking conversation. We're gonna be going 100 miles an hour, talking strong, talking big shit with Minister Tony Muhammad, man. That show gonna be fucking. That show gonna be. Sheesh.
Yeah, so for people that don't know though, Tony Muhammad is not one of those squeaky clean dudes that came up being a square. Tony Muhammad was a gangster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then he turned his life over to Islam. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, shit, that's how I came out them streets. I mean, I'm like still semi stupid, but shit, that's how I came out them streets through him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's dope.
You know what I'm saying? But this, you know, yeah, I remember Cam back in the day. You know what I'm saying? What he used to say? He said, damn, I can't remember the line, but he said something like, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Crip, and something else. I can't remember the damn line. I'm gonna remember this next time, no. But I used to always.
And I'm an
athlete. I used to always say that line back in the day.
Athlete, Cam. I'm a Crip. I'm an athlete. And I'm a Muslim. I don't know.
Oh, hell no, no. I'm talking about Cam from Watts. I ain't talking about square ass Killer Cam and all them other dudes. I'm talking about the real Cam. Where all my east side niggas at? Where my south side? That the real Cam.
Woo. Yeah, gotcha.
Peace Treaty Cam.
Gotcha.
You know, LA Cam. Yeah. All the other dudes is cornballs. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's gonna be good tomorrow. I'm gonna try to I'm gonna see if I can get like a couple of broads to jump on the motherfucker.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get a couple of chicks to jump on and yeah, that shit should be fun. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna get with the minister right after that. So yeah, man, it's gonna be fire.
Nah, we're gonna have a great time. See, that's fucked up.
See?
I thought we were still taking calls. See, but that's fucked up. Okay, fuck you then.
No, you know why? Look, shit, I've been on the phone for shit. I don't know, probably about a fucking hour. So yeah, a whole hour worth of
40 minutes, nigga.
God damn.
Oh man, I appreciate you, big homie.
Yeah. Right on. Hustler Slim, my boy Jarvis Johnson in the building.
CMB, appreciate you. Reggie Owens, Jarvis, Patty still up. What it do? Hey, Jarvis, Patty again. MZ, G Brown, Jarvis, Terrence, appreciate you, big homie. Hey, I gotta get that Sandman song and shit. You know what I mean, TV? I gotta do something. I gotta get a I gotta get a beat or something. Oh, I can maybe play this song and start playing it louder and louder and louder.
Hold on, one more quick thing. I know one more quick thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Reggie did a live earlier, and the live was a great topic.
It was.
We started talking about it on this show about Kanye West running for office.
Yep, Kanye. Yeah.
So Reggie needs to, because it's the weekend right now, Reggie needs to go back live again after this, probably around 12 or something. And we need to finish that live and go to part 2. Actually, it's still part 1. It was just Paul.
You talked over the motherfucking hook, but it's okay. It was worth it. Reg is worth that. G Brown, Jarvis, man, Jarvis, Mark Wonderlick, appreciate you. Double R, appreciate you, Terrence, appreciate everybody in this motherfucker. Mr. Vegas, Dave, Jack, man, we in this motherfucker. General Squirrel, CMB, Eric. Yeah, man, man, stay strong out there, man. Stay strong. I don't mind taking these bullets, man, but y'all motherfuckers got to stay strong. All right, be fearless. You know what I mean? I don't mind. I've been on the front line my entire life. You know what I mean? Shit. So I'm good. But yeah, man, don't let my works go in vain. That's all I'm saying. That's all I ask. Because I'm not budging. You ain't gonna see me write no 10-point letter. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend nobody. No, nigga. No, it ain't happening. You know what I mean? Ha ha. Got him, DB. The devil is a lie. Hey. You definitely got me, dog. Because I was like, man, damn, nigga. Like, I thought we were still talking. Reg, like, give me 30. I'm going to sleep listening to Reggie Owens tonight. Make sure we go watch Reggie Owens in 30 minutes, dog. 12:10. He's going live at 12:10. All right, 12:10. Reggie Owens. I'm gonna fall asleep to that shit tonight. That's what we on tonight. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was doing sit-ups and shit to you at 8:15, Red, somewhere in there, 8 o'clock, somewhere in there. Last time. Life's a play with no rehearsal. Don't for your bro. Personal. Cause the devil is a lie, eh? I'm telling you the truth, eh? It's all in what you do, eh? You gotta appreciate you, G Brown. Appreciate you. Get off my line, DB. We gonna see you tomorrow. Show inspired by him. Can you fall in love with two people at the same time? Put all that pressure on Patty Dean. Put all that pressure on Patty Dean. Hey man, if you can't have this conversation in front of your woman, go somewhere else, nigga, all right? Because we talking tomorrow, all right? I don't want to hear no whispering and shit. Go somewhere. If you got to go to the car and say you're going to 7-Eleven or you got to go smoke a square, do something, man. If you're not comfortable having this conversation around your woman, don't hit the play song, all right? Don't hit play, all right? Because we're going to have a conversation tomorrow, all right? I'm just going to say that now, all right? Hey, appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all, man. I appreciate the support, man. And yeah, man, that's where we at, man. So I love y'all, man. We see y'all niggas tomorrow. Appreciate you, my guy Mars, man. He was comfortable than a motherfucker, man. He was comfortable, man. He got comfortable. He didn't want to leave, man. Come back, Mars. We miss you already. I love y'all, man. See y'all niggas tomorrow. Peace.